Hi, good afternoon, all. A very good afternoon to all of you, and a very warm welcome to all for today's webinar. I'm Rashmi Bijesh, the Vice President Solutions at UniTxt Pro. And let's begin with the introduction to UniTxt Pro. Hope my voice is audible to you. So let's begin with the introduction of UniTxt Pro. So today's webinar is a knowledge sharing initiative of UniTxt Pro to upskill and enhance the knowledge workforce of the youth and professionals in the community. So we have planned to continue doing similar webinars on non-IT and IT domain. So UniTxt Pro, we are an ATP, that is the authorized training partner or provider of Microsoft. We are a leading training solution provider specializing in upskilling professionals in emerging technologies, such as in the IT domain as well as in the non-IT areas as well. We do the trainings. So in IT area, we specialize in the AI, the data, cloud, and automation. And if you say in the non-IT domain, we specialize in the leadership programs, then on communication, business skills, as well as in sales and marketing. So UniTxt Pro is known for delivering high quality instructor-led programs designed to bridge the gap between the theoretical knowledge and the real world application. So let's start with knowing that what is this session today? So today's session is on to create agents in the Microsoft Copilot, where you will learn how to design and deploy intelligent agents that enhances the productivity, automate the task, and improve the decision making using Microsoft AI ecosystem. So let me introduce you to the lead who will be leading the session is Vijay Perepa. He's an experienced technology trainer and an AI specialist. He has vast 15 plus years of experience and a strong background in Microsoft solutions. So he has delivered numerous corporate trainings on AI, automation, and various other platforms. He's known for his practical hands-on approach. So Vijay specializes in, complex concepts, and he has given this to a diverse audience, and he has trained almost 1,000 plus professionals. He has also helped the professionals successfully implement the AI-driven solutions across the industries. So his sessions are engaging, insightful, and focused on the real-world outcome. So once we start the session, we will follow certain guidelines. So for today's session, the guidelines are going to be that our camera and the mic will be off. However, our focus and the learning mode should be on. We have to keep the interaction through the chat box. So chat box is open. Post one or two slides. You will have, if any clarification, please do feel free to post them and we'll clarify those. So the session will start now till 6 p.m. We will stay active till the end of the session. We will have a break after 2 hours. And in the last few minutes of the session, we will take you through the process by which we will share with you that how you can go through the Microsoft Learn and you can redeem your achievement code, you can get the badges and the trophy. And we will also post the feedback link at the end of the session. So please stay tuned. Once you give the feedback on the session, then you will get the participation certificate, which is a co-branded certificate from the Microsoft and UniTxt Pro. So without further ado, I request Mr. Vijay to take us through and happy learning to all of you.
Okay, so good evening, rather good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully, my voice is clear and loud to all of you. If anybody has any challenges in terms of hearing me. So
It's
I hope
perfect, loud
everybody
and clear. Yes.
I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear, right? Okay, so already the introduction was given about me, but the more introduction or more topic you need to understand about Microsoft Copilot Studio and also UniTxt, because they are the knowledge providers for you. So now let's get into the topic. So today's topic is um, how to create and enhance uh, agents using Microsoft Copilot Studio. So that is basically a kind of skill-based or a role-based program. So first of all, you need to understand what is Microsoft certification and why it is required. In Microsoft, whatever applications we are going to learn and we are going to expertise and getting a certificate are all role-based. So PL7008 is another role-based certification where you will be expertise to create agents in Microsoft Copilot Studio and do certain enhancements using classic and generative AI way so that you can develop your agents in an effective way. But somebody should know that you know the topic and somebody should validate your capacity or capability. That is where the certification come into the picture. So Microsoft has got several certification programs, especially the PL, that is Power Platform certification programs are very important for majorly for data scientists and data analysts. For example, it starts with PL 900, then PL 200, then PL 300, then 400, then 500, 600, and then 7008. These are all role-based certifications, and you should be obtaining them and adding them to your profile, and that is going to give a lot of value to your profile as well as the profession. So let us jump into the course, what exactly this course is about. So we are actually understanding how to create and configure custom agents using Copilot Studio, authoring the agent and deploying the agent. And if you talk about the classic chatbots or classic agents, when you're dealing with other applications, the standalone applications, so there you do not have the generative AI capability, where in Copilot Studio, that is another concept of using the general knowledge of your Copilot agent so that it is more easy to configure, more easy to set up and retrieve the data from a centralized database called Microsoft Dataverse. So that is basically the overall course thing in a very brief way, but a lot many topics to be understood. What is the importance of this course is, and what is the prerequisite that you should be knowing about Microsoft Power Platform, and also you should be having a little bit of hands-on to the Microsoft Copilot Studio, but don't worry. I will be giving a complete run through towards that Microsoft Power Platform completely. So what is the complete ecosystem and what all the elements of Microsoft Power Platform, what they do and why you should learn. All these things will be given a complete demonstration so that you will have a complete understanding before jumping into the Copilot Studio. And one more capability you need to have, that apart from your technical knowledge, you need to have an understanding of your business problems and what will give an idea, what will give a better solution for your business problems. So that is where you should be able to demonstrate the ability to solve business problems. So that if you know, so the whatever technical knowledge you are gaining today, you will be able to create a custom agent using the Microsoft Copilot Studio. My gut feel is that today's session will definitely give you an idea that what exactly Copilot Studio and how agents are created. You should be able to create at least the basic fundamental agents initially, and you can do the brainstorm, and you can uh, by doing you can learn other agent creations. So let's begin with that. Now, why Microsoft certification is required? Because 92% of whatever the certified IT professionals are certified basically. And they are very confident because their abilities are recognized through a certification. So organizations uh, recognize them. So I visited several organizations where this is one of the important topic. Organizations are encouraging their employees to take certifications, and who have been certified, they will be given a proper attendance and proper attention so that it is adding value. So in the end of the session, how to use that course material and how to activate them and other things, Rashmi is going to tell you. But this is what very important. So you should be start getting certified on all Microsoft certifications. That is going to giving you a lot of value addition. I hope some of you are already aware of this program, but yes, definitely this is going to add value. Now let us understand what is Power Platform, because without knowing Power Platform, getting into other um, features of Power Platform is not going to be helpful. So we need to understand what is Power Platform, what is the Power Platform ecosystem, what are the elements are there, what are different layers of data. Those things you need to understand. So let's jump into the value of Microsoft Power Platform. Now, when you look at Microsoft Power Platform, it is a set of tools which are basically easy to use, low code, no code, pro code tools. But primarily Microsoft Power Platform is meant to create low code and no code tools. And that is going to help teams to quickly create solutions, not being a developer. So you need not be a developer. If you look at the legacy software or maybe classic applications, somebody will take months to years. A lot of orchestration will be there. A lot of project mapping will be there, and you need to spend a lot of time and investment and money, and you need to create that. But using Power Platform, you can actually create applications within weeks, including the testing and final sign off. So that is possible. So that is why you need to understand the Power Platform. Power Platform actually having main products like Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Pages, along with that Copilot Studio. So Copilot Studio is the uh, agent hand for all these applications. So you can actually create agents for these applications as well. So it is one of the most complete platform for developers without having any coding abilities. That is what the importance of Power Platform. Now, if you look at the diagram, it has four different layers. The very first layer is the very important layer. That is what you have to know whether you are learning any one of the Power Platform, whether it is Power Apps, whether it is virtual agents or Copilot agents, or whether it is Power BI. You need to understand the very boundary or very foundation, that is environments. So environments are basically logical containers of your data and applications which are stored in that environment, and they will be maintained. So they will be taking care of user identity, and then data security and application management and compliance in terms of the regulations with respect to various countries and regions. For example, UK, you will have GDPR. So that kind of compliances can be managed using these environments. So environment is the very primary foundation layer of Power Platform. For example, when you are creating a Copilot agent as well, you need to have one environment initially, and then only you can go to the next level of whatever action need to be done. The second layer is your data layer. So data, whenever you are creating an application or you want to do certain activity, data matters a lot. So there are two important um, tools which are our basic applications called Dataverse and connectors. So Dataverse is a in-house data source within Power Platform. It is like a database, and it is called common data model. And this will be generated whenever you are creating one environment. The moment you set up an environment, because environment is the starting point for your any application creation. So whenever you are creating one environment, one Dataverse database will be generated and one common data model is available for that environment. And you have certain uh, objects are available by default created by Microsoft and given to you. So that means any organization can use those objects before starting creating an application. On top of that, they can create their own objects, but that is the main database. But I want to use other data sources, like I want to use Excel, maybe Outlook, maybe I want to use a Google Drive or Dropbox or Salesforce. That point of time, you need to use the feature called connectors. Connectors basically will help you to connect through the API mode, and it will allow you to access the data from different sources and bring that data into your Power Platform and then start using that. And there are several ways of bringing the data to, one is using direct data through the connector coming to your Power Platform, or maybe you are converting into a data was stable and then using it, but you will be using external data sources as well. And they will be coming into your Power Platform and you can use it. These are the main data layer elements. Apart from that, AI Builder. Suppose I want to extract some information from an invoice. For example, some data available in an invoice, which is a photocopied invoice, and I want to extract the information without doing any manual entry. That means I need to just extract only the vendor name and invoice value and etc. There, AI Builder will help you to extract the information, and that will become another data layer. Even that also can be added to your Dataverse, and that table can be used to do analysis or approvals and whatever you wanted to do. So that is also part of data layer AI Builder. Apart from that, since we said it is a low code, no code platform, that means no code means they are not writing any code. You are just dragging and dropping and just enabling the user to create the applications easily. But sometimes there could be a possibility that you need to write little small coding elements you need to add. Those are called power functions. They are like Excel functions. I mean, more or less very near to Excel functions. If you know Excel functions, you will be understanding them what exactly they are doing, and the kind of functionality is same like Excel functions, and that also helpful to clean or merge or do certain activities on the data, and they will give you a transform data using those functions. So this is basically the data layer. The next layer is the experience layer, the utility layer, where Power BI use the data from Dataverse or from Excel or from CSV, various other data sources it can use the data. So that data will be available through the connectors also using that API mode. Then Power Apps. Power Apps also use consuming the data, maybe Power Apps using the data, and also it is pushing the data to the next level. That means suppose I wanted to enter some data into SharePoint using Power Apps. So there the connector is the SharePoint. I'm using a connector, and using the Power Apps, I'm entering the data in Power Apps. The data will be stored inside the SharePoint list easily. That is where Power Apps is also using the data. So their connectors and Dataverse both will be used. The next one is Power Automate. I want to automate certain workflows. So for example, every morning I want to come in the come and I want to send one status list to one of my colleague that what is pending, what is done, especially what is pending. And it's a monotonous activity, and every morning I need to come and open my laptop and start working it. There could be a possibility that few days I might not be coming. There could be a possibility I came, but I was busy with some other activity and I had just forgotten. In such case, actually you can set up a workflow automation which will help you to send emails with the only pending status elements on its own. So you need not put any brain into it. That is what is Power Automate. The next one is Power Pages. So Power Pages are those that application. Basically, it's a kind of Power Apps only. We call them as model driven apps. And these apps are actually converted into Power Pages. They become external facing websites connected to your data so that you can collect the data from external sources and you can integrate with your data. For example, let us say vendor creation. If you go to any organization, vendor creation is one of the toughest activity. So for example, I'm creating one new vendor. I need to call the vendor. I need to get the information from the vendor, various documents like GST number, PAN number, and all those things. And also the supporting from them. That means a photocopy of that. Sometimes that becomes a little more tedious because following up with them is very, very tough because maybe they are not ready to give you information that easily because they are busy. And your follow-up also will become little ridiculous for them, or maybe some kind of cultural issue maybe. So in such situation, what I can do is I can create a website called Power Pages and given access to my vendor through an email. Please click on this and please enter your GST number and other details and upload your documents, and they will do easily. And since Power Pages are connected to your data, automatically that information will be integrated to you, so that documents are available, data is available. Only thing is you need to just monitor it and validate it and just govern it. So that is how Power Pages are going to be helpful. Now the coming next point is Copilot Studio. This is what is the today's topic. Copilot Studio will allow to create agents, and again it will use the data from all these sources as well. But initially it will just orchestration of the various elements. So we are going to learn. On top of that, the Copilot layer in Power BI or Power Apps or Power Automate or Power Pages, you can use the Copilot chat directly. It's a generative AI. It will help you to in, increase the productivity or efficiency without doing any hard task. So that is about the Power Platform layer. So you should be very clear with Power Platform, how to deal with whenever you're learning any Power Platform related subject matter, always try to understand Power Platform clearly. I have just given a slide slide by slide so that you can just quickly read through, or even also I'll just give an idea because I want you to be very clear with that every element separately, because Power Apps is a low code platform to create custom applications tailored for business needs. They can use Dataverse, and also they can use other data connections called cloud or on-premise data sources. On-premise means SQL, or cloud means Salesforce. So they can use it. And Power Apps will work on both the web and mobile device. Everything is on the cloud. You are not doing anything installation in your PC. All are done in cloud. So you can actually use this from anywhere in the world. The next one is Power Automate. So Power Automate is helping users to develop automatic workflows so that uh, it is easy for you to manage workflows between apps and services. So it is automating all repetitive tasks so that it's easy for us to not spend time on them humanly, so that we can spend our time somewhere else in a productive manner. Power BI is a business analytical tool which will help you to analyze the data and share insights through visual reports and dashboards. One thing you need to keep in mind while talking Power Platform, even though Power BI is part of Power Platform, only for Power BI, there is a separate logical container, separate ecosystem, but they are part of Power Platform and they can be integrated with Power Platform. Why am I telling is when you go to Power Platform website, you will not get Power BI directly there. You can't open Power BI using Power Platform. You have to use Power BI using as a desktop element, because other than Power BI, all other applications which are using in Power Platform, you need not use desktop. But in case of Power BI, you have to use the desktop. So that is a difference. So in a very jovial way, I said all Power Platform elements are brothers and sisters, but Power BI is a cousin. So because it will be little outside. But yes, it is part of Power Platform. It can be integrated with all the Power Platform elements. Now, Power Platform exams are PL 900, PL 200. These are Power Apps related and Power Platform related. PL 300 is for Power BI. PL 400 is again Power Apps with Pro Code. PL 500 is Power Automate. PL 600 is all the Power Platform, basically the solution specialist. And then PL 700 is basically for our 708 is our Copilot. So that is how you can recognize the numbers. And Power Pages is a easy to use platform that helps to create and manage professional business websites. And also I have explained to you that it is a external facing so that you can create those websites very easily without having any idea of coding, but still you can manage things in a better way. If you know how to create a Power App, creating Power Page is not a big deal. And if you know a little bit of coding, and you are actually adding a lot of value to the Power Pages as well. And Copilot Studio is a low-code tool that combines powerful conversational capabilities. Make a note, it is conversational capability. And GPT, that generative pre-trained transformers, and generative AI plugins. Generative means you need to understand there is a general knowledge is already there to the Copilot. So apart from whatever knowledge you are providing, these copilots can also think beyond your knowledge base, what you are giving. It can understand what are you talking. Beyond that also, what is the user is asking, they can do it. And of course, the manual topics also can be added. So you can actually customize Office 365 Copilot. That is a Microsoft 365 Copilot is a different another tool. And you can actually use the standalone versions using the Copilot Studio. So you have another tool called Microsoft Copilot. That is Microsoft Copilot. There also you can create agents. Though are general agents, but these are standalone agent. When you are using Microsoft Copilot Studio, you are creating standalone agents. It's like Microsoft 365 Copilot is a helper for entire organization, and Microsoft Copilot Studio agent is your specialized agent. That is how it is. And connectors are basically to connect the data, apps, and devices in the cloud. They act like bridges between the applications. Power Apps, Power Automate Flows, and Logic Apps use these connectors. There are 1400 ready-made connectors are available. That API integration already been happened. And those connectors are like Salesforce, Office 365, Twitter, Dropbox, and Google services. These are all the connectors. And AI Builder is helping to users and developers to add AI capabilities to your workflows and Power Apps. For example, I want to just scan an invoice using my mobile phone, and the data is captured and sent it to Power Apps, and from there it is sent it to SharePoint. That can be done using that AI Builder and integrate with Power Apps and Power Automate so that your job will be done without writing any code. This entire thing will be just clicks and drags. That's it. Entire job will be done by Microsoft AI Builder. I mean, the Power Platform AI Builder, and that AI Builder will train your data on its own, and it will say whether the accuracy level is good or not. Based on that, you can decide whether to retrain or not. And accordingly, you can set up the AI model and integrate with Power Apps and Power Automate. Your job will be done. Now, this is what is important because without Dataverse, you cannot work with Power Platform initially. So Dataverse is a scalable data service. So that means it is a database within the environment. So whenever you create one environment, automatically the data base will be created. And you can store and manage the data from multiple sources. That means you can bring the data from Excel and actually store as a Dataverse table using data flows and other activities, and you can bring the data. And it can integrate the data with business applications using the common data model. That means if four people are part of that one environment, all four people can access the data without any hassle. Of course, you can set up certain constraint that who's supposed to access what, that is there, but you can actually easily accessible data because that is why it is called as common data model. So it is a consolidation of all the data in one single place, and you can display it and manipulate the data the way you want. And again, here the role-based access will work, and accordingly you will deal the data. Next is PowerFX, is a low-code programming language used across Power Platform. It is easy to learn and use, and its usage is like Excel formulas, so that it's very simple. And that is what is an environment. This is a very boundary of or very foundation of your any Power Platform activity. Even while creating a your Copilot Studio agent, first you need to create one environment. Otherwise, it will be created in a default environment. So what is that? We'll discuss. So these are environments are secure, isolated environments within the Power Platform. Now, environment is created based on different requirements. Suppose I'm creating applications for different departments. and the data is different, users are different, and logics are different. Then I have to create two different environments and create two different applications in those environments. And sometimes it is regionally boundaries required. Sometimes some regional active, for example, some countries, they want the data to reside there within their organization, within their country only. It should not go out of the country. So in such case, you can actually follow those guidelines to create by creating environments within that purview of that area, so that your environments are specific to that compliance. So that also can be done. So those where you can create the environments. So I just, I mean, this is these slides are already there, but I wanted to give you a better understanding that is the reason I have just done it. And yeah, so these slides, I think we need not create it. Now let us understand the objective. See, this is not that it's not a lab. We are not doing any lab now immediately, but I wanted to give you an idea that when you create an agent, that is what I wanted to look at. So when the necessity of agent will come, just read this, just spend 2 minutes. I will also read. So you recently joined a real estate as a Microsoft Power Platform consultant. You have been asked to help the company's IT team to create a custom agent. And you are a Power Platform consultant. So Contoso Real Estate is using Dataverse to manage their customers, and they would like to expand it to help manage the real estate properties they are selling. By the end of the lab, you have to create that kind of scenario. So we will not be doing this exercise, but I am telling that what is a necessity, but we will doing in a very bits and pieces one by one, so that it will be a very good understanding to you along with the theory with practical. But this is how your necessity will come. So that is what is the understanding. But let's start with that. So now let me jump into the next presentation so that we can start with. So now we are getting started with Copilot Studio. So before that, I would like to just hear a few questions. See, now we are starting the Copilot Studio, but till now, whatever I discussed, you have some understanding, and I need your understanding, your clarity. If any questions, please do post them in the chat box. I will be able to see those questions, and I quickly answer that before proceeding further. No need to wait till the end of the session. So let's, you can shoot your questions. I'm waiting for your questions. We'll spend another 2-3 minutes and then we'll go to the next topic. Any questions?
Yes, we have a question
Yeah.
from Shumaila.
So if
Yeah.
we build an intelligent agent, can we attach it to your resume? Yeah, you can. I mean, see, basically Copilot attach it to resume means I didn't understand. So you can add that as a as a competency to your resume. But intelligent agent means it is actually an organizational helper. Suppose if you are creating an agent, you will be able to give answers to certain questions which are repetitive in nature. For example, you wanted to, you have one, you have joined a company and you have went for a tour and you came back and you now, uh, claim your expenses. You don't know where to go and to whom you need to talk. No need to worry about it. So there is an agent for you. Somebody has created a expense claim agent. So you can just ask that agent, can you please tell me how to submit my expenses? And that agent will guide you what is the process. It's like a referring to a person, a known person next to you. And that will give you a lot of information what to be done. And then you will be able to present it. So that is what is the agent does. So if I am answering your question rightly, yes, if you know how to create an agent, you can actually put into your resume, right? So now difference between Copilot and Copilot Studio. Yeah. See, basically, when you are dealing with Copilot in Microsoft, there are three layers of licensing and three layers of activity also. The first activity is Copilot, Microsoft Copilot. So if you have seen that when you are purchasing a laptop, the laptop guy will say, sir, this is Microsoft Copilot is already there. Basically, it is a free tool. Whenever you have your Microsoft 365 license, it comes with that. And that is when that is a separate application in your within your laptop. You can actually use like a standalone application. If you click on that uh, Microsoft 365 Copilot, it will allow you to create agents. Those agents are different. Those agents are general agents, not specific to any activity. And those agents will help you to deal with certain activities, but that is a non-license activity that is available along with your Microsoft 365 license. And you can ask an agent, you can actually use like a chat GPT, in-house chat GPT. But what is the benefit of that Microsoft 365 is that Microsoft 365 Copilot will not use your data to train their data, their model. And that will not be shared to anybody. That is within your application and your entity or domain limitations only. So that is the reason instead of using ChatGPT, if you use Microsoft Copilot, the 365 Copilot, you are using ChatGPT, but in a very secured manner. That is free tool. The next one is Microsoft Copilot for applications. For example, you would have seen that already. You have heard about Microsoft Excel related Copilot and PowerPoint related Copilot, right? Suppose if I open my Excel and suppose if I open my PowerPoint presentation and if I go to any particular element, you can see there is one pencil is coming because I have enabled my Microsoft 365 uh, license. I need to take a separate license for it. So along with your Microsoft, whatever the 365 license you have taken, for specific licenses, not for all the licenses, for specific licenses, this Microsoft 365 license need to be taken along with a subscription. Then you will be given access to do certain activities within that application. Suppose I need to do some analysis within Excel by just giving them an Excel spreadsheet reference. It will do that analysis. It will do that entire dashboarding on its own without your reference, without your interference. Later, you can streamline it. Same way, I can create, if I click on that, it is asking me whether I need to rewrite or condense or make it more professional. I can do that. So that is called Microsoft Copilot for applications. Now, the next one is Copilot Studio. That is very specific agents you are creating. So that means not normal agents, but you are creating the specific agents. So hope that you understood what exactly I'm talking about, right? Is that clearing your question? Okay. Now let's jump into the Copilot Studio. So that is where we are now doing some hands-on. You will observe what am I doing. Try to understand. My suggestion is as much possible, make notes of them. And that too, not in a laptop, or rather I want you to take a notepad and just start writing. It will give you a better idea what exactly you have written so that you remember a lot, right? So let's jump into the Copilot Studio, the real training now. So now I'm getting into the uh, virtual agent. Basically, previously, this is called virtual agents. I mean, in the previous sessions, previously, I think some 2-3 years back, it used to be called as virtual agents. Let me just, yeah. So now these virtual agents are low-code platform for building AI-powered chatbots, and later they have been rebranded into Microsoft Copilot Studio. That means this Copilot Studio was there since long, almost some, I think some way back to 6-7 years it is there. But recently, I think some 2-3 years back, it is rebranded and given a lot of enhancement to this tool, and they have been rebranded as Microsoft Copilot Studio. So bringing enhanced of generative AI capabilities. This was not there earlier. So generative AI. So generative AI is not AI. AI is the high level information. AI means a lot of models are created with a lot of information. And that information will be um, available, but generative AI will actually dig that information and create a new content for you. That is generative AI. Suppose if you are using a ChatGPT or Copilot, you are actually using generative AI. So that capability is added to this Copilot Studio so that you have a better experience and better knowledge. So that is how you can do that. So now let us start with our Copilot Studio. So let me give you some kind of basic understanding. And this is not there in the slide. So you need to listen and make a note of it. Okay. So now in today's organizations, there are several ways of delivering the customer service solutions, right? Problem is your data is more. When data is more, your work is more. When work is more, your demands are more, and even then the requirement, the expectations are more, and then satisfaction level is very low because of the data very high, and you have to put a lot of people. Even you put a lot of people, even then it is not working. In such case, Copilot Studio will help you to manage that entire thing in a very easy manner. So actually, Microsoft Copilot Studio is a simple, non-technical user experience to write and expand it quickly. So now it is very desirable that the customers who are accustomed to searching the internet for answers, they can search actually your chatbot. So that is what is basically the basic line you need to draw for a agent. So now the agent, if I have to talk agent in the AI sphere, what is agent? It's a form of AI that is simulating the human conversation, basically, and through a chat interface. Now try to understand. So there is a chat interface, and you are actually asking a question through the chat interface, and you are getting the answer in a very more human conversation way. So they will listen to your, that means they means agents. They will listen your information through the keywords and through the phrases, and they will relate it to the library what they have, the information what they have, or if suppose that is not matching to their basic knowledge, they will use their generative AI knowledge, that is called general knowledge, and then they will return you the answer very quickly and iteratively, and they will continue to answer it because they remember what you have asked in the previous. Suppose I asked first question, they answered you. I asked second question, which is again little related to first question. It is not that they will start again with a new concept. No, they know already what you are discussing. So they will keep that emotion and relationship tightly, and they will continue the interaction very quickly and without any delay. So this is going to help the end user to get the outcome easily. So, and it is solving the customer problems, right? Now, adopting the agents into your organization service. So it will provide the benefits. One is you will be reducing the assisted supports. That means there is no assistance is required. This will take care of that. There is no person is required to just answer the question. And then it can be integrated within your system very easily, so that all the information related to your employee information and even which are, I mean, which can be disclosed, anybody kind of information can be easily integrated without any hassle. Then within that, you can actually use a task automation. That means I can create a kind of a automated flow within the agents so that something you're asking or somebody did something, and automatically it is actually looking at that work happened and the flow it is looking at, and based on the flow it is giving you the automated answer, and it is intimating you about something is happened. So for example, follow-up functions and actions like scheduling meetings, right? And assigning cases or sending follow-up emails or surveys. For example, I created one calendar and I have created an agent that whenever I create a calendar, please send a message to all the recipients that there is a event is happening, there is a calendar, please make sure that you are there in the event. So that agent can take care of, right? So that is basically the task automation. The next is generative answer. That means whatever question you're asking, suppose if you go for a classic agents, I mean, any chat agent which was created not with Power Platform agent, but some other Android agent, let us say. Sorry, then what happens? It is one, you're asking unanswered, question two answered, question three. Suddenly it is saying, I don't know what are you talking to me. Let me transfer you to the agent, or you can send this mail to so and so email. So there you can actually make sure your agent is giving a generative answer. It is even though that is there is no context, even though that is not part of your regular knowledge you provide to the agent, it is still answering that question, right? So that it can be a public website that your knowledge you can provide. It can be an internal like a SharePoint site or some documents and so many other things or intra web pages. You can give them and ask this guy to talk. Suppose somebody is asking a general question, try going to this knowledge as well. Try to understand whether you can gather some information and give them the answer. So that is how you can actually use the agent. Now, um, basically, this is helping you to create Microsoft Copilot Studio is the entity which is helping you. So what are the use cases primarily? So because when you are learning a topic, there is a concept called white paper or blank paper syndrome. Suppose if somebody has given you one white paper and asked you to write an article, I'm telling you, any human being will at least think twice or thrice what to write. Maybe taking 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Sometimes you will take hell lot of time, right? So instead of that, if you have certain element already available, then you can, I mean, certain background is already available, some historical reference is available, then building the content is easy. That is the reason. So what are the ways you have to, you can actually include the agents like sales help and support issues, then store information about opening hours, etc. Then employee health and vacation benefits and expense related information. Then public health tracking and common employee questions about the business in the business, right? So these are the major user case. Now, based on that, you can think your user case also and develop it. So it is basically, it is empowering your team to create agents and reduce your unnecessary tasks. And also it is reducing costs. And also it is improving the customer satisfaction. Can be an internal customer also, not necessarily an external customer, right? So that is how these Copilot Studio is going to help you to create the agents. Now, so other industries also, I'll give you, make a note of it. Suppose if you are to looking at the industry, for example, travel and transport, professional services, government, then you can say retail, then healthcare, then financial services, then education, then manufacturing. So these are all the industries, imagine, and what you can do. For example, I want to do in the financial services, what I can create. So just report a lost card, financial services, right? For example, in a banking organization, in a healthcare. So how to submit a health insurance claim, right? After submitting, what happens? What is the process I need to follow? So that you can do it. So in case of department, can be customer service, can be finance, can be HR, can be IT, can be operations. I think in sales and marketing also can be taken care. For example, in finance, what can be used for this um, for the agent? For basically expense approvals, you can use it, right? Automating the budget and expense approvals and some tax information you can give to the people and also budget requests, and you can manage your payroll. All these things can be managed using the agent. So why am I telling this? If you make a note of it, tomorrow when you are doing a little bit of your hands-on or your practice, definitely you will be able to understand what are you dealing with, right? Now, try to understand one thing. Whenever you are using AI, you should be very responsible and ethical, because there are two things are there. AI can access external information based on if you have not taken enough care. One thing is that. That means suppose I have given general knowledge capability to AI. General knowledge capability means, boss, please go to any website and access it. Now, AI can access those websites. Sometimes those websites are maybe having some hidden problems. So try to be very careful while giving a free hand to agents. One is that. Second is agents will hallucinate. That means sometimes they will give an information which they think true, but it is not true. I mean, very careful you should be, because AI can do mistakes, right? So you need to be very careful about it while doing the practicing, because end of the day, AI is not the worker. It is a co-worker, or rather an assistant to you, not beyond that. So assistant doesn't know more than you know. So obviously you should be taking care of that. Now, virtual agents core capabilities are, they are low code agents for building, and then they can use the natural, I mean, they can understand the natural language, and you can deploy them in different channels. I can deploy them in the Facebook. I can deploy them in the WhatsApp. Of course, for that separate licensing is required, right? And I can deploy them in the Microsoft Teams. For that licensing is not required, but normal Power Platform license is required. So that is how. So you can actually embed them into different places as well. And governance and analytics, you can monitor those applications, how easily, I mean, easily, how they are actually being used, what is the bandwidth is used and all, you can understand. So this is basically the core capability. So your monitoring is very easy, even though you don't know any coding, being not a developer, that is the word I have to use here. But why we require agent? Again, I'm repeatedly telling you these things. The reason is I want you to understand the concept thoroughly. So now growing number of communication channels nowadays, and then streamlined workforces, there is too much of workload, there is a capacity constraint, and then obviously employees are requiring more time. In the meantime, customers are actually demanding more, and there are a lot of urgency and higher expectations and decreased satisfaction. Let us assume one small thing, that in your company, one IT support team is there. Now, IT support team is actually supporting you to handle it. And you have only few employees in IT team. And you have queries like in a day, if suddenly something happened, all the machines are down, three people are there and 1,000 machines are there. Can the three people handle it? So at that point of time, certain elements can be taken care by these chatbots. Suppose your system is down, what reason is shown, if you know that these are the things you can do. And I mean, that is up to your organizational call, whether what kind of knowledge base is there with your employees. Based on that, you can give them guidance through the chat, and they can restart their work, and they need not to depend on you. So that is where you can actually use the automation through the conversation. Now, the conversational AI has two elements. One is a chatbot, that is a classic chatbot, and Copilot. So the classic chatbot, it's common to be text-based. Data is acquired through the APIs and ground versus grounding. No grounding is happening. Grounding means embedding into the system. That means gaining the knowledge and keeping in the mind is called grounding in very simple terms. But it is using the APIs. That means every time it is capturing the data from through API somewhere. Pre-built content and topics by makers. That means they're all topics are created every time by the maker only. That means there is no generative AI, there is no general knowledge, there is no capability of automatic. And embedded into sites, but siloed. That means they are embedded, but still every time you have to monitor. And context holding means one context you give, it is hold to that only. It will not understand the remaining context easily. So that is a classic chatbots when they get created. But whereas Copilot agents can be done like a natural and multimodal interface, enabling more than just a text format. That means you can add a image also, you can add a code also, and you can use the voice as well. Grounding in multiple data sources. That means you can work with internal and external data sources. Grounding, you need to understand that it is actually taking the information and keeping in the mind. In a very simple terms, you have to say. Then generative content capabilities means it is using the generative AI, and then it is basically uh, adding up all the data, and whenever it is required, it will go to that source information and try to understand your context. Based on the context, what information to be given, it is going to give you. Of course, your question should be good, right? Then answer will be coming. Then contextual interaction. Contextual interaction means not single context. Context one, answer. Context two, with the context one relationship, answer will come. That means it is not that it is forgetting the previous context and giving current context. No. Basically, I am from Bangalore. Now tell me what is my stay expenses. So in Bangalore, the stay expenses are a little different. So now your generative AI or chat agent or Copilot chat agent should be able to say in Bangalore what supposed to be. That is basically generative AI capability. That is what is that contextual interaction. And then responsiveness, flexible to configure and context experience. It's very easy because it is just without any code. So there are three layers are there. One is Microsoft Cloud, that is your environment. Under that, your data will be there. Your foundation models and AI tool chain and AI infrastructure will be there. On top of that, AI orchestration will be done using the generative AI capability. There, Copilot Studio will help to create your Microsoft Copilot. That is what the basic Copilot I was talking about, and your agents, where you create Copilot Studio agents. And then they are integrated with your Microsoft apps. On top of that, safety and security is actually there. That is a layer. So this is how the Copilot stack will be managed. So it is on the cloud. It's a part of one environment. Now we are building our own agent and customizing that and connecting to the platform and other experiences we are going to do in a while. And these things already we experienced. Now let us getting started with environment. Now, when you are creating an environment, you need to understand what is an environment. It is very, very important. Whether you are learning Power Platform, I mean, you are learning Power Apps or Power Automate or Power Pages or Virtual Agent, that is Copilot Studio, anything, your basic understanding should start with environment. Without environment, you cannot do anything. So basically, whenever you have logged in and you have got a license in Microsoft Power Platform, there is one default environment will be created. And that default environment, the owner is Microsoft. So that means any mission critical projects, if you are creating or applications you are creating, you should not be using those default environments. This is a basic thing. It is only for your personal productivity and some kind of activities only. Suppose I want my own environment where I do my mission critical projects, then you have to create some other environments. And those environments are four types. One is developer environment. Second is trial environment. Third is product environment, productivity environment. So the production environment rather. So these are the three different environments for three different purposes. So basically you are creating an application. It's a kind of a citizen development application management, basically in Power Platform. So that means you don't know code, but you are creating applications. So developer environment is to make sure that you are developing environments and your development is a continuous process. Every month, every day, every year, based on the requirement, you are developing further. So that environment should be long lasting. That should not be gone just like that. You can't, it will not be deleted automatically. You have to delete if you want. Otherwise, that will be long lasting. When you create a developer environment, it will be there every time. The second environment is trial environment. Trial environment is basically for the testing purposes, and there is a lifespan of 30 days. If you create any trial environment, that has to be kept for 30, that can be kept for 30 days. After 30 days, it will be deactivated and will be sent to dormant condition. That means it will be in a sleeping mode for another 7 days. So that means within that 7 days, you can retrieve the data from that whatever data you created, retrieve it if you want, and keep it separately. That after 7 days, 37 days, it will be deleted automatically. But trial environment is basically to keep it for a trial purpose, a testing purpose. But you can convert a trial environment to a production environment if you want. And the final one is production environment. So the production environment is basically for the end users. So you wanted to share with end users, so you'll keep that particular application there and share with end users. So that is not to do any kind of development. That is to just use it and consume the application. So that is what, when you are dealing with an environment is created with respect to when you have an application life cycle management to be maintained. But sometimes you can actually you need to create some environments based on the region and for certain compliance issues. Then you can create a separate environment for a region, and also you can create certain environments for different departments also based on the kind of applications you want to make for different department, because the kind of user, the kind of logic used, the kind of rules are there, the kind of data is there, the kind of users are there. You have to create different environments. To create an environment, first of all, you should be an admin center system administrator, basically. Without that, you will not be able to create a environment. So Microsoft Platform Admin Center will allow you to create an environment, and you can see all those things. I will show you how to deal with that so that you will be able to understand. So I hope you understood what is an environment is. And now let us jump into the real action and let us understand how to create an environment. So let me go to my Power Platform. I close all the elements so that I can start afresh. Let me open one incognito window because I have some issues with the normal window. Then I will start with, whenever you're using Power Platform Admin Center, my suggestion is start with Power Apps. Of course, you can directly use admin.powerplatform.com. You can do that. But my suggestion always go to make.powerapps.com. Then I need to log in using my email ID. And then I need to add the password. And I hope you all know about two-way authentication. So let me just jump into that. I'll say I cannot. So I'll just I think it's given. Sometimes the code arrives a little late. So now I got the code, so I'm just inside my Power Apps. I mean, this option is not easily available within the Copilot Studio environment, so better come here and use it. So currently, you see the moment I have used my Power Apps application, I logged into, I'm inside my developer environment. Developer environment means the person who develops the applications. That is what it is. This is not the admin center. This is the user area where they will have certain things to be created, and every user will get this view when they have been assigned to an application a license. Can you see that in the right side top? I have one option called personal productivity. That is my environment. You can see that. That is personal productivity. This will come actually the domain name and within brackets default. I can change the name. So this is basically only for your practical purpose and only for your practice purpose only. You can use it, personal productivity. And developer environment, other environments. Normally, many organizations only admin can create. Not everybody can create because it's under admin center. So now what I'm doing, actually, I need to go to the admin center and I need to create the environment. Already, you see, there are several environments are available. Now, as a Power Platform license holder, I cannot create more than 3 developer environments. I've already crossed that limit. So I cannot create more developer environments. It is not possible for me. But I will show you how to just start and how to click. But I will not be able to create, but you can see that. So let me just go to the admin center. To go to the admin center, I must go to this gear icon. That is there left side of my profile picture, and that is my settings. If I click on the settings, I will be taken to various options. There, once option is there, admin center. Now, if I click on the admin center, that will take to a new tab. It will not disturb the current tab. And there, and this is only available for the admin, the super admins who are actually able to handle it, not all other people. But otherwise, they can make you as a system administrator, then you can also do it. But most of the time, this is controlled by the normal proper admin people only. IT admin or the Microsoft 365 admin only will do. So now there, one menu is there in the left side, home, actions, manage, security, Copilot, and also Copilot is available within Microsoft Power Platform also. This is a normal Copilot. This is the Copilot AI helper, but agent you can add later. So for that, I can just go to the manage button. And if you just hover the mouse, you can see manage users, environments, environment groups, settings, and inventory. So that I need to click. Now this is actually opening another option. I hope you can see, right? So you can see that environment. I'm just clicking on that environment option. Once I click on the environment option, you can see there are already environments are created. Suppose you have not yet created any environment, your list will be empty. And you have already created some, maybe some in your organization, somebody has given environment and you are part of those environments. You will see all of those environments here. So now I'm just clicking on the new button. And then you can see in the right side, new environment, the type of environment, the region, the name. These are the three things are available. As I mentioned earlier, the environments are three types primarily. Trial, developer, trial, and production. These are for the lifecycle management of your application. Developer means you will be developing that environment, and development is a continuous process. So you will be always having that developer environment long lasting. Trial environment, trial subscription based means it is basically pay as you go from the Azure point of view. But this is basically the trial. So in the trial environment, it is lasting for only 30 days. After 30 days, you will be, you need to either convert into a production environment or you will lose it. Then production environment where it is for the end users, and this is also long lasting. And then it's sandbox is there for your practice purposes. So I'm using developer environment and the region. A local region can provide quicker data access. That is what you need to understand. So this is basically the region where your customers are residing, where your data has to be kept. Suppose my customers are sitting in US and I'm sitting in India and I'm creating an application. It is not that I use the data, but my customers use the data. So I need to make sure I have selected the respective region, make sure that my users are accessing the data as quickly possible. And there is a name given. You can change it if you want, but that is fine for me. And just click on the next, and then it will give you which language you want to use. That is the basic language you want to use in the application. What currency you want to use. That is a basic currency. Whether you want to deploy the sample application data. Suppose if you're dealing with Power Apps and other things, then I suggest you to activate it as S. But currently we are using it for my Power Automate, Copilot Studio agent. We don't require this option, so I'm not using it. And then if you click on the save button, currently I will not be able to save it because I've already crossed the limit of 3 developer environments. So that is not the problem. I can't create. Otherwise, if I'm within the limit, I would have created the environment. However, I have several environments. So I can pick up any one environment and start working with. So for example, let me see, this environment is a good one. If I click on that environment, you can see that environment has got various uh, options and dataverse version. This is basically the database version. This is the dataverse, and you can see other items. You have security roles, users. That means every environment is specific to certain users. I have a question saying that to repeat. What exactly I need to repeat? Acha, creating an environment. So creating an environment is basically you need to go to the admin center. The admin center is website address is this. admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com, or you can go to make.powerapps.com, and from there you can come to the admin center. It's very simple. Go to the manage button and then click on the new button. Then you can see the type of the environment, whether you want a developer or production or trial or sandbox. So you can select developer as of now, because that is the starting point for you. Later, you can create a trial and production also, or you can convert this trial into production later. And we are not using sandbox because that is for the practice purpose. I'm using developer environment, and I'm using region where my data should be stored. Where are my customers who are going to access my data? Suppose my customers are in US. Of course, I supposed to select the right place instead of India, right? Because my license is acquired through the Indian, whatever the region, right? So that is the reason. And I have a name of the environment, and there's a basic technical name is there. And otherwise, there is a norm. You can change the name. Suppose if I can say, I'll just change it to, um, I mean, anyway, that you can write it, but I will not be able to create new environment. That you can give a name if you want, and click on next. Then select the language, the preferred language to be used inside the application, the preferred currency, the base currency to be used in the application. And I don't want any sample apps because I'm using it for my Copilot Studio agent. And then click on the save button and your environment will be created, and you need to wait for a few minutes. For example, the state will be automatically uh, pending, or generating something will come. Once it is generated and completely done, you will get the ready button. Suppose if I just go to this environment, this is an empty environment. Sometime back I created. So there you see the environment related attributes are available, and there are security roles, users, and business units and teams are there. That means one environment is specific to one set of people. And that means environment is the foundation for you. Beyond that only beyond that, nothing is there. First starting point is in the environment, and then you need to go to the next level. So now every environment will have one database that is called Dataverse. And now my environment is ready. And sometimes it will take 1 or 2 minutes. You need to wait. When you create an environment, sometimes it takes 1 or 2 minutes. And then your environment will be ready. Once the environment is created, you have any job to do anything in this particular place, you can just close it and you can come back to your main place, because this is not the place we are using. But yes, you can select the environment. I'm just going to the environment, and you can see the environment is the default environment is here. When I click on that, in that environment, whatever elements are created will be there, and it's a common data model. Means it is actually coming up with some information already. Currently, there are no apps. But if I go to the tables, you see there are certain tables are available because it's a common data model. And currently, there is no database created for some reason, because some issue is there, because I think this is not a proper data environment. It's a wrong environment, right? We will use another environment later. But that is how this is a half-cooked environment. This was not created properly. So that is the reason you are not getting any common data model. Otherwise, if you open any other environment, you will get a lot of data which is already pre-cooked and pre-developed and created for you. And on top of that, you can create. So for example, you see, if I say all, you will get certain standard type. These are standard type means these are created by Microsoft directly, not by me. And I can use that when I'm working in this environment. So that is how an environment will be created. So let me give a small pause, and I want to ask a question to the team. Any questions? I think, have you understood? Any questions further about the environment, about these area of topic we discussed? Okay, I hope everybody understood the topic very well, right? And I hope everybody is able to hear me, right? I think Rashmi, My voice is clear, right? No
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See the plan in a trial. See, basically, whenever I think Akhil was asking a question, whenever you are having a Microsoft 365 license, you need not buy any enterprise, because there the concept of connections come into the picture. The connectors we discussed, right, some time back, those connectors are different connectors, types of connectors. One is standard connectors. Standard connectors means Excel, Outlook, SharePoint. These are all standard connectors. So they are coming up with your Microsoft 365 enterprise license. Enterprise license means E3, E5, E3 to E5 license. Microsoft, you're using Excel with that enterprise license. You're already with Power Platform. You can start your trial and you can start working on that thing. But again, privileges to be given by your management, because everybody will not be giving access to the Power Platform directly. But yes, if you have they have given access to you, you can use it. For that, any special license is not required. But suppose you want to use Dataverse as your database or SQL as your database, then you need to have a separate license, individual license, not an enterprise license. You need to have a separate Power Apps individual license you need to purchase. That organization has to purchase and give you. I think it is clear, right? Yeah. So now we have done with it. We have created a environment. So is that the end of the story? No. See, I was talking about environment. Environment is a logical container, and it is having all the uh, what do you call all the artifacts and building blocks of your applications will be available there. And sometimes you need to share this with somebody. I need to create my application, and I'm working in A department, and I have to share this entire application to my B department, because they don't want to do the same thing what I did already. They want to enhance it, that's it. Or they want to tailor it the way they want for their organization, not that they need to start from zero. So that point of time, I cannot work directly in an environment and create an application. Just simply jump into the what do you call um, plan and then work with it, right? I cannot do that. So for that purpose, I need to understand how to create a solution. A solution is a container for your all, what is that? All your shareable applications. So that is a container where your all application related items will be there. So it's a package for your application. So I will show you what exactly is that. So we need to understand the solution as well. So I'm just going to the solution, and there I'm selecting a new solution. While creating a solution, you need to give a display name. So I'll say chatbot solution, because it's only for the chatbot. And then I have to select a publisher. Publisher means who created this, who is working on it. So I have my name. Sometimes it is not available. You can add a new publisher by clicking on that and give your all details, so that it will be tagged to you that you have created it, so that people can monitor it and they can ask question to you regarding any doubts are there. But currently my publisher is available. I'll select my publisher, and then by default there is a version, and version will change whenever you change it, and you can just simply create it. Once the solution is created, now you will see your all artifacts are all building blocks, are all applications are available within that solution. Now this is one package where how many applications you have, how many agents you have. If you have created a Copilot Studio agent, that student will be part of this solution as well. You have to add that agent here, and then you package it and send to others. So how to package it? Very simple. Only thing is you need to just select that chatbot solution and then export the solution. And then before exporting it, you need to publish it, because without publishing, you will not be able to do anything within the Power Platform. It is applicable for your uh, agents as well. So let it happen so that we can continue. That is done. It is published. And then I can just click on next. Then whether I have to create a managed solution or an unmanaged solution. This is very important to understand. Managed means you are sending to a person who's supposed not to change it, who's supposed to use it. That's it. An end user. So it's like a locked zip file. They have to just install and use it. They can't do anything else. But when you are selling thing unmanaged means you are actually sending to a co-developer or maybe a person who want to develop it further, or they want to do some small changes. They want to do changes according to their organization structure. So they will be doing it, right? So they will be creating. No, just simply go to the new solution and then give a name and select the publisher and just create it. That's it. That's what, nothing else. Just simply go to the solution, add the details to it. I mean, what is this solution is for? Are you creating any Power Apps application or Power Automate application or any other application you are creating? That name you give, a business name you give, and simply give the publisher name and just simply create it. That's it. Solution is ready. Once the solution is done, you need to go to the export solution and then publish it and click on the next and select unmanaged solution always. That is better because managed means you are not allowing the person to do any changes to it. They can't do any changes. So the solution is moving to a test or production environment. That means when you are giving somebody a testing thing, they should not change the things, right? They should tell you to change, but they should be able to just test it. Same way when you are creating an application and giving to the end user, they're supposed not to do any changes to it. They're supposed to use it. If they want a change, they need to ask you as a developer. So that is what is managed. If I say unmanaged, that means we are actually just simply creating a solution which can be uh, changed by the other user as well. And I'm just clicking on export. And now my chatbot solution is getting exported. Once it is exported, I need to download it. That can be given to I can send that chatbot application to anybody in the world. That means now this is not carrying any data. This is just carrying the skeletal, the wireframe of the application. So the data will be different. You can use your own data and you can establish it, and you can actually share it with an email, normal through email, and then they can actually install in their system. Even that also I will show you right away so that you have a clarity about it. Then we'll jump into the real example of creating a chat agent. So let's wait for a few seconds that it is getting exported. Hopefully everybody is on the same page and everybody is understanding and the thing is clear till now, right? Once it is done, you will get one green background here, kind of green belt, you will get it. With that, you will know that your solution is exported. So let it happen. I'll come back here in another 5 minutes so that let's go back to our main presentation. So now this is how we have created environment. I went into the Power Platform Admin Center. There I selected environment and clicked on the new environment. Environments help manage and share business data, including agents, apps, and flows and effectively. Environments can have different roles, security requirements, and target audience. We have seen that. Organizations may decide to align their environment strategy by department or by location. Even we discussed on that. Global companies need environments for data privacy. Even that also we discussed about it. Then we are creating a default environment is created upon signing up of the environment that I've discussed with you. By default, it is I've shown you as personal productivity, but I've changed the name. It will be a default environment. The domain name will be there. Suppose Accenture. Accenture will be there, and within the brackets, the name will be there. And all subsequent agents are created in the default environment unless specified otherwise. Additional environment can be added for various needs and regions, and then manage your environments in the Power Platform admin center. So now this is the structure for creating environment. You are creating a name, region where your data should reside, and then what kind of environment it is, what is the purpose, you will give some data, and you want to add a data versus store or not. Since we created a developer environment, the data versus store is already added by default. But when you create a trial environment or a production environment, you're supposed to activate this. Otherwise, you'll not be able to use it. Then we are getting into the Copilot agent. So let's see whether our environment is done. Wait, solution is done. Environment is already done. You need to understand whether solution is created or not. Still, it is taking time. Anyway, we'll just go back and discuss about the Copilot thing. So now let us first understand the interface from this place, and then later I will take you to the practical placeholder. So again, see, the necessity of environment has come here. So before starting with the agents, you need to change the environment name. So that is the reason you have to create an environment. Otherwise, these agents will be created in the default environment. Practically, not technically, that is not a right thing. So that is the reason we have to change the environment. Then you can actually go to the chat page. There you can directly ask what you want. And that is basically in a natural language. You can refer and it will create a uh, chat agent, or you can use the template so that you can see that any commonalities there. You can use the template and do it. Or else you can start going to the agent and create the agents. And then you need to understand some key concepts inside chat agents. The key concepts are topics, knowledge, actions, channels, and analytics. Very important features of Microsoft Copilot Studio. So basically, topic means it's a predefined value how the flow should be uh, talking, right? Knowledge means you are actually providing what to read to give an answer. Suppose I have an expenses claim related chatbot is there, agent is there. That agent should be able to refer one document where all the rules are written while to claim expenses. It is written there. So obviously you are giving that document to an agent and ask him to please follow this. So that when that agent is giving answer to the user, they will refer that the agent will refer always that document. Then actions means some automated tasks which need to be initiated by the agent. Then deployment channel means you are deploying it. Maybe you wanted to put that into a website, or you want to put that into Teams, or maybe to Facebook or WhatsApp. You can use that. And analytics means you want to monitor it and how this, whether this is running and what kind of satisfaction level is there by the users, and so many other metrics you can see. So these are the very important elements. You can make a note of it. So now let's begin with agent. But before that, I want to show you that final thing. I think still it is getting created. So maybe it is taking good amount of time. So let it take, not a problem. We'll do that. Now let's start with creating agents. Give me 1 minute. I'll be opening that. So now let me jump into my this license. I mean, the another tab, my Google Chrome tab. And then I'm just typing copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Since I've already logged into Power Apps, obviously I will be logging into Copilot Studio also automatically. Otherwise, you need to follow the same logic. So you can start a free trial when you go to the Copilot Studio when first time. You will be asked to use the free trial, but you cannot use any personal uh, what do you call personal email IDs. It has to be either work or a school account. Then only it will work. And the moment you log in, I mean, the moment you open, so this is the interface you will be able to see. So what would you like to build? You have two things, agents and workflows. So primarily we are looking at agents. Now I can start with um, this thing. First of all, I need to select the environment. So I have selected the environment called maybe which environment I selected? Dev environment, Vijay. So I have selected that environment. So now, since I've already created an environment and it is a developer environment I created. So now we have updated the latest version of Microsoft Copilot Studio for that environment. So got it. Because every environment need to be updated automatically. So I have the environment ready. Now you can see there are four options are there: home, agents, flows, and tools. And if you click on more options, you will get component collection, solutions, and then Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, Power Pages, and even Power Platform Admin Center is here also. And then other AI integration tools like Cognitive Services, OpenAI, and Office 365 Agent SDK. These are for the pro development. So primarily, these are the things. Now you have home. In the home button, you can just go there and start working with your agent. You can just ask a question. You can just say that what you want. So now you have already understood the environment very clearly. So we are not doing much on this. So now we are going to the home tab and using this particular uh, chat and just pasting the chat. Create an agent that helps users understand how to create agents with Copilot Studio. So I'm asking Copilot, tell people how to create Copilot Studio, and I'm just writing this question here. It should be very precise and proper English and all. And then if you click on just this, go to that settings first, and then make sure that your language is properly been set. And then solution is common data model. Otherwise, you can select the other solution. Currently, that solution will not be available. You can transfer this agent later into that solution, but otherwise default solution it is. But the agent will be there in the same environment now. No need to worry about it. Schema name is there. You can create your own schema name. Otherwise, keep the default schema name and then click on update. Now it is creating it. Oh, sorry, I have updated it and then click on this button. Then only it will get, sorry for that. I thought I've already clicked on it. I'm just clicking on this button and now it is getting ready. So by default, it has got a name called Copilot Studio Agent Guide because you have asked a question to the Copilot and Copilot is generating for you. So that is why it is doing very precisely. It is still working. You can't access any button like publish. You can't access edit. You can't access. So you need to wait for it till all the buttons are active. And it takes maybe some 30 seconds or 1 minute. Now your agent has been provisioned. Now you have publish and settings buttons are there. And then you have the details where you have name Copilot Studio Agent Guide. And you have the description helping the users to understand how to create agents in the Microsoft Copilot Studio. And it is using a model called Claude Sonnet 4.6. and you have other agents also. So Anthropic models and OpenAI models, there are different models based on the accuracy level, based on the fastness, and based on the ambition. You can select any one. So normally Claude Sonnet is considered as a more um, precise for general tasks. Otherwise, you can use any other GPT also, but Microsoft is given by default Claude Sonnet 4.6, and then it has given the instructions automatically. So the purpose of this agent is to guide user through the process of creating agents. So basically, when you are creating an agent from the scratch by yourself, you will be writing this. All these uh, whatever the guidelines, right? We are going to update in a while. So then you have some knowledge options are available. So these are the suggestions. These knowledge is already been not added, but you can add them if you want. There is an option to add the button, and then we'll do that in a while. Web search is enabled. That means you can allowing this guy to go to web and making it sure, so that again, sometimes it should be restricted. Otherwise, it will go to so many websites and try to do it. I mean, in case of Copilot Studio, it may not go to wrong websites, but still it can go to some websites which are not supposed to be. So that you need to keep a tab on it. And you have tools, you have IQ, you have triggers, you have topics. By default, there are 3 topics, and you have some suggested prompts. All the things are there. Now we need to understand few more things. Now let us understand uh, these elements one more time. This is the home tab, basically to create an agent very quickly. Then agents tab, so provide you the access to provide the access to all your agents created, and also you can create agents with other options. For example, if you scroll down, if I just click on agents again, you'll see my already created agents are there. And after that, I have some agents with template also available. So I can create a agent with template, or I can create a blank agent as well. Then I have flows. So these are the work automation flows. You can create flows from here itself. Then you have tools. Suppose you wanted to add some code tools here, external tools to automate your agent in a much progressive way, you can add them, the new tools. Then let me go to my Copilot Studio agent guide again. And there, let us understand few important things. One is overview. So overview will give you the complete gist of certain things. So what is the name, what are the details, what is the description, and what is the model, and what kind of instructions are there, and what kind of knowledge is there, whether web search is enabled or not. Those options are available. Next is knowledge. So this is the place where you add some additional information with respect to your organizational data maybe. Suppose if it is a expense tracking or expense related help agent, then you will add your all expense approval related SOP as a document, Word document or a PDF you can upload here. Once you upload here, if you click on the add knowledge, it will ask you to upload the file from the browser. Select it and upload it. Otherwise, you can connect from OneDrive or SharePoint, or you can add websites and other things as well, so that the data will be added here, and you can see that your chat agent is referring these documents before jumping into giving answer. So that is about the knowledge. So basically, you can provide the knowledge sources to the agent. Next, you have a tools option. These are the tools to provide um, provided by you to the agent to do. Agent can do much more better. Basically, some code tools. Then agents, you can actually provide access to the tools added to your agent and other agents as well. So different agents you can add. Then you have topics. So these are the topics you have. Basically, these topics are like how the conversation has to start and how the conversation has to end. For example, greetings. The moment you started working with the agent, it is telling, hello, I'm Copilot Studio agent. How can I help you? This is a greeting point, right? Starting point. And if I finish my conversation, it'll say goodbye or thank you or goodbye, whatever it is, based on the kind of prompt you are giving. So these are the topics. Same way you have two types of topics, custom topics and system topics. Custom topics are created by you and the system topics are created by the system automatically. You can't delete them, but you can update them. So that is how these topics, but we'll discuss about topics in much more detailed way later. So as of now, we need to understand few features immediately. Then is you have an activity tab. Currently, we don't have any activity because we have created this agent just now. Otherwise, you will see what kind of activities are done. Next is the evaluation tab, which shows basically accuracy, relevancy, quality of answers, what kind of quality answers have been given. Those details will be there so that you can understand your agent is working better. Then you have a tab called analytics. This will show the details of performance and usage, etc. Then you have channels. Once your app is created and published, you can actually put them into these channels. For example, you can add it to WhatsApp. You can add it to Facebook. You can add it to SharePoint. You can add it to Microsoft Teams. You can embed into a website. So all these things can be done using this deployment, but your uh, chat agent must be published. Then you have a publish button. Publish button is to publish. You have to publish anytime. Remember, we have published our that the solution also once we created a solution. So publish is very important in Power Platform anytime. It has to be placed inside the proper placeholder of the ecosystem. Then you can use it. And then you have the settings button. If you click on the settings button, you will get several things. Generative AI. That means you are telling that whether your agent has to use dynamic answers. That means it can give its own general knowledge answers or not. You can don't use your brain, use my brain only, then you can stop it. Then you can see some other options are as well. And when responses are there, how the responses should be. Then agent details, then security, then connection settings and all other things are available. The skills, entities, the languages, all items are available with respect to the settings. And then in the right side, when I come out of the settings, you can see one option to see the test your agent. Now it is asking how, hello, I am Copilot Studio agent guide. How can I help you? Now I can ask him, tell me recent dates in Copilot. I can ask a question and it is giving me the answer. Now, since you are a developer, so you can see all these options, what sources it is searching, because you said, okay, go to the websites and search it. So it is not, since it doesn't have much knowledge, but it is actually using its general knowledge. It is, you have given access to go to all the websites and trying to extract, and it's like working like a Google now. And it is working for you and it is giving you the complete answers. So I can ask one more question. Can you summarize? Since I have already given a capability of generative AI, boss, you can use your general knowledge. I said that. So when I say, can you summarize and give me few bullet points? And then if I click on this, it'll try to do it. I mean, what it is referred already, it is giving you the answer because it is generative AI. Yeah, I think it tried to give the bullet points. So AI models, GPT-5 and GPT 5.2, agent building, agent action groups and copy to Copilot Studio, smart knowledge, upgrade to SharePoint grounding, and then human oversight. And so now it has just summarized because you have given the agent generative AI capability in the settings. If I go to settings, you see The first option is yes, responses will be dynamic using available tools and knowledge as appropriate. So since it is using Sonnet Claude Sonnet 4.6, so basically it is using that knowledge and giving you the answer. So now you know how to test it. So once it is done, I can simply I can delete it if I want. I'm not interested. This is a simple thing. But before that, let me give some additional features. So let me delete the thing. So let me go to the Copilot Studio agent and three dots. Go to that agent, three dots, and you can see the option called delete. You can actually export it to other people. You can share this to other people also, but after for publishing, we have not yet published, so we are not using it. We are deleting it. I'm just deleting it. And you have to enter the name. And this is a kind of security feature that, okay, accidentally you deleted, but it is not allowing you to delete it just like that. It is asking, please enter the name that you know and you are confirmed that you want to delete it, and then delete agent. Now that agent is deleted. So now would like to ask some questions. Any questions are there before getting into the next topic? Great. So I'm assuming that everybody is on the same page and everybody understood what exactly I'm talking, and there are no doubts, right? And I'm assuming that everybody is on the same page and understanding topics, and the flow is good for you. Okay. So now let's jump into the next topic, that is creating. um okay, so somebody is asking a question. Please go ahead. Third-party application means you're not third-party application, you're integrating here. So that is through the connectors you have to do, right? So that is the advanced topic. But you can actually integrate your application into third party where you will be using the Azure AI capabilities. There you need to have connected one application. Through that, you can integrate your application to that, right? Makes sense, right? So you need, when you are wanted to integrate to that, for example, I want to put this agent into my WhatsApp. You can do that. For that, what you need to do, you need to go to Azure. There you have an option to integration part in Azure AI. So there you need to connect to WhatsApp and you need to create an application. That API thing you need to bring in, and then your agent will be sitting there. That can be done, but that is bit advanced topic. So, but yeah, it can be done. I hope your question is answered. The workflow means, try to understand. Your agents are non-action agents or action agents. That's what you need to see. I mean, I'm talking in my own language. There is nothing such action, non-action agents. In my own idea, agents means the agents which are just helping you, like simple chatbots, asking some information and giving the answer. But the second question is, second agents are basically action agent. That means those agents require the workflows. Suppose I'm telling my agent, boss, please monitor my OneDrive. If any file is added, make sure that you understood and send a mail to certain person that folder is added or file is added. That is called workflow. So you can create an agent with workflow also, without workflow also. Is that your question answered? Yeah. So now let's jump into our Power Platform solution. Oh my God, why it is still, that is strange, right? It is still. Yeah, it is possible. Multi-user review approval workflow is possible. Exactly. See, if you know a little bit of Power Automate, the same structure is applicable in Power, this virtual agents. Nothing different, right? So whatever you have in Power Automate, the same kind of workflows can be used with an integration. Is that making sense? Okay. So with that, we are good to go. And now we are creating a agent with from uh, from the scratch. So now I have deleted my old agent and then I'm just getting into the new agent. Give me 1 minute. Now let me start with agent creating manually. So we have created earlier agent with one simple Copilot Studio thing. I mean, we have asked a question and we got the answer. So now let me see, any question is pending now. What is the, no, I think all are answered, right? Yeah, all questions are answered. Okay, that's good. So now let me start with, again, I need to start with a create a blank agent so that I can do whatever I want. So now there I have selected agents because from the home, you will not be able to see the blank agent option. I need to go to agents and I can see that create a blank agent and then drop down and select advanced mode or advanced create. Again, the same options are selected and confirm create. Then the agent is ready. Now it will take a few seconds to activate. You can see currently it is already testing for you, but that is not the case here. Let it happen first. That edit button has to be active and publish button should be active. So it's asking a newer version of the agent is available. Refresh to get the changes. Yes, I am refreshing to get the changes. Because when I'm using this environment for this particular agent with manual first time. Earlier I didn't use, that is why this option is coming. So now I have agent one. Now I want to create one agent with capability of VBA. I want to automate my PowerPoint with VBA. I want to learn VBA. So or maybe have a team of people who wanted to know what VBA code they have to write so that they can automate PowerPoint presentations easily. So that they need to ask a question and it has to give an answer. So let me just go to the details first and I'll go to the edit and then I'll change the agent name and I'll say PowerPoint VBA helper. Then I can just change the icon. Then, oh, sorry, I need to change the icon first. Edit, change icon, and then change icon. Then I can pick up any one icon. It's just simply one icon, anything, I'll just change it and just save it. And then I can select the model what I want, and I can just give a description also. I'll say PowerPoint VBA help will be provided. and then I can give some instructions. So I'll first of all, I need to save this. Then I need to go here and I say always be polite and professional. Then give answers specific to questions without less technical jargon. One answer at a time. And then knowledge. I want to give the knowledge because I want this guy to visit a website and bring the knowledge. I'll just click on add knowledge. Then I'll say public website, and website will be. So let me search VBA reference. So I'll just search for PowerPoint VBA reference so that I can copy that. But here you need to be very clear one thing about this link cannot go beyond certain branches. So now you see, you can't go deep into the website link. You need to understand, I purposely pasted it here to tell you that. You can't add any website just like that. Because if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels are there here, then it will not be able to take that website. It can have only 2 levels. That's it. That means it will go till office. Of course, after that, inside the branch is there, right? So it will read that office document and will try to give the answer, not a problem. I'll add it. And then the knowledge source such as information, so and so, and add to the agent. Now what I will I will tell in the instruction about this guy is that in the instruction, I'll save it first and then add again. Answers should be only for PowerPoint related. I'm specific because I'm not giving a deep dive of the website. So obviously it is stopping at office. Under that, there are several VBA related sections are there. So I want to make sure that this guy is only talking to the PowerPoint related thing. And then see websites I've enabled, and let me save it. Let me refresh it. It's asking again. I don't know why. Already we have done that. Then I will be jumping into the settings. One more important thing I'm showing you, generative AI is active. So I'm asking you, plus you think your extra knowledge and whatever capability you have, use it. I'm not telling use classic orchestration and limited to my knowledge only. No, do your level of knowledge I'm asking. So with that, we are good to go. So now you can see instructions are given, knowledge is given, and then tools and triggers and other things will start later. Now I can ask a question directly. So how to add a new slide with only heading? Now this is giving me the answer. And I said it is only PowerPoint related, so it will not give any other things. Now you see, it's telling you the VBA code. So now open how to do it. Also, it is telling steps to run, go there, do it. And what you have to write a code, it is giving the complete code snippet and your job is done so that it's easy for you to do it. So And you can tell what you don't want, you want what exactly you want. You can mention that and you can manage it, right? So I think we will done with a small agent. We will come back after a break. It's a 10 minutes break. Just
Yeah.
tell select, just take a break now, and then we can come back and then we will start.
So stay tuned. Just in 10 minutes, we will all be back and resume the session.
So hopefully everybody is on the same page. Please raise hands. Any concerns, any technical jargon is coming up. I think things are clear and helping you to understand. So I would like more comments, not one or two people. I want everybody has raised hand and said, yes, we are good. So that encourages me to talk more, right? So let's catch up after 10 minutes and then we'll continue.
You can also use emojis. You can, put your post on chat as well. Hello, everyone. Hope you're back. Great.
Yeah, so now we can start. So we have understood how to create the basic slides. Let's come back with some other topics. So, so this is what we did. We went into the environment and we did the activity. So creating the agent dialog, name and describe the agent, name your agent, select icon, describe the purpose of your agent, provide instructions, select language and add the knowledge source. But we need to understand a little more. So now we have created an agent from a template, but we need to understand now few more things. That is uh, agent instructions. So if I just jump into my Copilot Studio, currently I've tested it. That's okay. I can publish this as well, and I can force it to the newest version. So now my agent is ready to embed, that means deploy. But before that, I need to understand a few more important things. That is how the agent instructions should be. So what is that method you need to follow so that the instructions are more fruitful? So your agent, you can just close this, and I'm now jumping into the agent. So I'll just select the VBA helper and then select it. Then I'll just go to the instructions. I've written only 4 instructions, but this is very generally I've written. But most important thing you need to understand when you are writing a kind of set of instructions, the instruction should be divided into 5 sections. One is the role of this agent. The second, scope of the agent. Third, the context of the agent. And then we have a tone. And finally, error handling. So this is what you need to always keep in your instructions better. So what is the role? What is the scope? What is the context? And what is the tone? The tone already we have said that be polite. And what is the role? That is basically give answers to the specific questions. Scope is only answer should be in the PowerPoint related. And context is give one answer at a time. And error handling is in case of errors, what need to be done. So we are not discussing that now, but we can later amend them. So that is how you can actually embed your all instructions carefully, right? And after that, you have another option called suggested prompts. So let me jump towards down. These are the suggested prompts. When I click on that, you can add, I think, some 10 prompts or 8 prompts at a time. So these prompts are basically, they will appear when you are starting the agent and the production mode. That suppose once you have deployed it, then these suggestions will appear. So what is that thing you can ask a question. So the suggestions are already there. So user need not write it. You can click on it. For example, if you see that when you are using any Copilot, there you will get suggestions already. Or maybe after doing certain activity, also there are certain suggestions are given. So those suggestions you can add it. For example, you can give a title, question, and you can ask question 1. You can ask how to add PowerPoint slide. That is one. Automatically that thing will appear to the people. So they will click on that instead of they are writing it. Otherwise, they know how to write it. So it's a guidance to them and you can save it. And that will be available once you deployed it. And that option, I mean, that will appear as a point. So that is how you can do the activity, right? So this is basic steps creating an agent with this thing. Now let's go back to the PowerPoint. So we have created an agent. Now we are creating an agent using a template. So how to use an agent using a template? For that, I need to go back to my agents. I need to save it, otherwise it will not understand. So I'll save and then I'll come out of agents. Now I have all my agents are there. Now I want to use a template. So now those templates are related to website Q&A, safe travel, IT help desk, even financial insights also available. You can use anything, but let us start with weather. I just click on weather and then it is giving automatically a name called weather. I can say weather informer and then go to your go-to assistant for weather forecast. That is the description. You should remain friendly and polite all the time. Do not answer questions that are not related to the matter. Sorry, weather. So it is just fixing to it. Connection to your data. Currently, it has to connect to the API called MSN weather. So it's a already pre-built API. So that is what we need to use it. Currently, it is not connected to our entity or environment. So just click on setup connection. Now the connection is established and confirmed. So this is basically your external source. It's an API which is already embedded in, but you are not to connect it so that you have now connected it. So this is what I was talking about the connectors. And this is one of the type of connectors. And you can use the suggested prompts and you can use the knowledge as well. But we need not do that because it's a predefined this thing. And then you can click on create. Now automatically it is generating the remaining information, that is, it is instructions are there, knowledge it is not taking, and currently web search is disabled. Now whether you wanted to select only the MSN API you want to select, or you want to deal with other websites. If you want to, suppose some other website you want to give, you can give that. So if you have an API or any data which is more accurate, you can add the data. So currently it is using current weather and whatever the things, and there are triggers and agents, we are not using them, and there are topics and you have suggested prompts and everything. Now I can just go with it. This is good for me. I can simply first publish it. Now it is publishing. Then I can go to test. I can test it and I can ask a question. Now I need to go to the channels and I can deploy it on various applications. Maybe it is a demo website. Maybe it is a Microsoft Teams. I'm just selecting a demo website. Then, okay, so for that, I mean, demo website means it's a public scenario. Currently, you see that this channel is turned off because authentication setting. So demo website means I'm actually trying to deploy this in an insecure manner. That means anybody can access kind of scenario. If I've used SharePoint or Microsoft or web app, that is a boundary already. It is within the domain. So that is already controlled. But here, demo website is not going to be safeguarding. That is now deactivated because my security is not set up that way. If I go to the settings, in settings, I have an option security, and in the security, you have an option called authentication. So that authentication is now three types. One is no authentication. Authentication is required with Microsoft Entra ID, and authenticate manually with a login. Suppose if you are giving somebody this web app and they need to log in with some credentials you have created, then they have to use the third option. You need to create with that. Suppose you want to make sure that your users are using your domain related Entra IDs, then only they can access it for but wherever like Teams or SharePoint, Power Apps, etc. This is to be authenticated through the Entra ID. No authentication means you are now allowing anonymous usage. If you see, there is a warning appearing that allowing anonymous end users to chat with your Copilot allows anyone to access content added to your Copilot. So obviously it's a weather. Nothing we have added to this agent with regard to our local data. So no worries. That is what you need to take care, because uh, a freely available, means without any login, it is available for the anonymous users. So I'm just saving it. Without doing this, you will not be able to set up that this thing. So now I will go back and then I'll go to the channels. Now I'll select the web demo web. Now it is activated because I have created an anonymous user access so that I can do it. So you can welcome message. It will give you, I am your weather agent, and conversation starter. Hello, how are you? That conversation will start whatever way you want. Hi, friend. Just I'm writing like that within double quotes better. And then you can open the demo website. Currently, my license is expired, so I will not be able to do it in the agent, but it will open up. When I click on that, this is what the real interface is. This is how the end user will get it. So they will get this. I don't have an access as of now because I need to have a proper license. That is why it is not able to do this. JavaScript error is coming because of that. But it's a proper licensed version automatically. This is how the demo, the end user will get into their app. It's a web app. They can actually ask a question and get the answer, and you will be able to see that. So this is how you can deploy and start working with. Same way, I can just select Microsoft Teams, and then Weather Informer is added. I can just add the channel. It is now turning on the Teams. Now I can go to my Teams and I can go to my applications. I think in that window I need to go. So there I need to go to my channel and other windows so that I can access it. So not a problem, but that is just I wanted to showcase the scenario, right? So that is how you can deploy into a channel. So now till this, I'm asking quick question. Any doubts are there so that we can continue? Any questions? No, they are not same. In case of Copilot, you have the agent directly option is available. Simply you create it. So for what is that? When you are creating a Copilot Studio agent, it is your own agent. So the steps are little more. In case of Copilot, it's just an option to create an agent. Just if I select a Copilot, this is normal Copilot. You have an option to agent option is there. You can see that you can just new agent, and that's it. And that options are coming up. The method is a little different. You will be giving some simple steps only, and that will create an agent. Whereas in case of Copilot Studio agent, you need to make sure that you are starting with the environment. In case of Copilot, regular Copilot, you don't have an environment. It's kind of a global scenario. Anywhere can be added to that agent. That agent is a overall office agent, and this agent is an overall specific task agent. So that is the difference. Is that clear? So using a template is very simple. Only thing is you need to select the template option. You need to select the agents option, agents window. If I go to the agents and I can just go to my agents, and there you will see various agents are available. So I can select any one agent, and then I can change the icon if I want, and description is there, and I can do certain other things and create. That's it. Simple. Once you create the agent, your agent is ready and you can set up other things. So for example, you want to add instructions in more detailed way, and you want to add the triggers or agents or suggested prompts, etc. You can add it. And once it is created and ready for doing it, you can publish it. Once you publish, you will be able to launch it. You will be able to deploy it rather. If I click on publish, it is published. If I say publish, and then I can go to basically channels and select any one channel where you want to add it. If you want to add it to the demo website, you must make sure that your settings and your security is set, authentication is set as anonymous. Otherwise, you will not be able to use the uh, demo website, or that means you cannot deploy it in any other outside application. Within your entity, your organization only you can do it. Otherwise, you will not be able to do it. So for that, you need to know authentication need to be done. Make sure that your organizational data is not connected to it. Otherwise, anonymously, people can see that information and access that information. But since it is a simple financial analysis, just some dummy data is there, I can do it. But if it is more critical information, then you should not activate this option. You should be always with Authenticate Microsoft. Or if you are a consultant and you want to give authentication manually to all people, you can just say authenticate manually and you will give a token. And that token you will supply to only few people so that they will be able to access it and they will be able to do the login credentials. That is how it works. And once it is done, you can add the channel and push it, and you will be able to see that in the channel. That is how we have done the steps. I believe everybody is on the same page. Any questions? No, right? So that is what we have done from the template. So give me 1 minute. Okay, so now we need to understand the next one is configure generative AI instructions. So let me talk about a little bit first. Then I will give you a better demo. So what exactly I'm talking about? So generative answers. This is actually the key selling point for Copilot Studio agents. If you look at the legacy applications, where a classic applications which are created with the coding, they don't have this capability normally. So that means whatever you are creating, only it will follow that much, and anything new need to be created, you need to add that, and every time you have to update that application, then only that agent will work. But if you have a Copilot Studio agent, you will be able to add this generative answer capability, but it has some side effects also that I will explain through the session. So the generative answers feature, with that feature, actually, your agent can retrieve and present information from various internal and external sources. So without the need for creating specific topics What is the topic? I will discuss in a while. That means you need not mention that. Agent will understand automatically. So these answers can serve as a primary source of information for your agent. So that a fallback, I think it fallback, I think. Fallback happens. What is fallback? Suddenly your user is asking a question for which answer is not there in your data. You have given some knowledge already to the agent, and your agent doesn't have any information from the available knowledge source you have updated. So at that point of time, this guy will actually, you are pre-authorizing that agent. Okay, now do one thing. Since you got a question for which there is no answer in my database as of now, now you use your internal or your general knowledge and go to your model capabilities and give me that answer. So then what happens? The agent um, is not needing any manual authoring option. Automatically, it is going and getting the answer from the its own model capabilities and meeting the customer needs. So why it is important actually? Uh, it is making the helpers to actually start considering what data sources are available, which could be used to summarize the answers or to make it possible to and customers possible to answer the customers or employees questions. So that is how you can do that. So how to add a knowledge to the data I've already shown, but let us understand that again. So let me go to my agent and then let me go to this agent itself. Now to add the knowledge, you must go to overview page. The overview option will be there. So there, if you scroll down, you have an option called knowledge and already the SEC, because it's a financial insights page. So obviously it is capturing the SEC website, which will give you the information from this thing. So if you see, go to sec.gov, and if you just go to any website and try just what exactly it is giving, it will give you the all US securities related, exchange related information. It is giving those all the data. From there, this agent is capturing the data. The knowledge is given. So now suppose one question is coming where that SEC is not covering. Then your agent is confused what to answer. So obviously it will use a fallback answer. So there is an option to see the fallback. For that, you need to go to the topics. And in the topics, you'll see in the system, you have an option called fallback. I think that is not there. I mean, that will be created in a while. Once you have added that generative AI. So that fallback, what will automatically, it will direct it to uh, the related answer to any place where it can be available from its model capability and do it. Currently, that option is not there. Currently, it is only having some other options. So how to add that? So now let me go back. So for that, you need to go to the settings and then generative AI. And you see, yes, responses will be dynamic using available tools and the knowledge as appropriate. So that is what you have given. For some reason, fallback is not coming. I will show you in another example. Otherwise, you can stop it. Don't do that. Don't use your general knowledge, only the classic orchestration. That means you limit your responses to the content available to you, not beyond that. So don't use your general knowledge that you are telling. But here by default, it is generative AI is accelerated. So this agent can jump into the generative AI and get the answers. So that is what is one thing. Second, one more option you need to see that web search is disabled. So enable your agent to search all public websites. I mean, sometimes it is not a good thing. That is why it is disabled. But your information is very limited to only few websites that you need to understand, and accordingly you can enable it. And accordingly, this agent will talk about. So now, for example, I'll ask Now I have given generative AI capability. Websites is not activated. I'll ask this financial consultant. He's a financial consultant for me. I'm asking, how is Copilot Studio effective for a business? Copilot. It's not a defined value. That is why destroying value, not a problem. How is Copilot Studio effective for business? See, financial insights guy is referring to SEC. But we said, okay, use your general knowledge. Let us see what happens. If I click on OK, I can't find anything about that. The reason is you have not allowed this guy to access the websites. So now the insights guy is using the model only for the financial insights, nothing else. And now you are not giving any access to the websites. It is not going to help you. So that means we need to make sure that if this agent need to talk something else, you need to give access to those websites. Otherwise, you need to provide the websites. For example, I'll just, I don't want to, I don't want this guy to travel across the websites, but I want this guy to just see only that. I'll do one thing, I'll add another knowledge and it's a public website and I'll say Copilot. I think I need to add um, so from the Microsoft Copilot Studio documentation, I need to add. So I select this. I just from the LAN website, I'll add this and then I'll add it and then click on add to agent. So this is a specific knowledge I'm giving so that that guy can talk now. So if I go back, I'll just go to the test again. And if I ask the same question, some reason it is not doing. I think it's still not been properly added to it. It takes time, but it will answer it because the knowledge is added. Maybe I need to refresh. This is a small refreshing issue, but yeah, it will give the answer in a while, but it is not working. But you need to understand how to add the knowledge. So that is available, sorry, in the it's ready, but still it didn't give an answer some reason. Okay, now let me ask the question again. How Copilot. Sometimes it takes time, but it should work. I think there is some issue. However, but how to add a knowledge, you have seen it. That we'll see that after some time. Now we can see that how to add a knowledge and how to make it as a generative AI capable. So you need to go to the overview and do it. So let me do one thing. Now let us understand. Let me enable, but why should I enable? First of all, I need to see that it is doing it. These are ready for me. For some reason, they are not doing. Let me refresh. So when I go to the topics, you will see one option is added. That is conversation boosting. So that is what is now actually working on it. So it is actually selecting the data sources. You see that data sources already been added here. See, learnmicrosoft.com is added and SEC is added. So actually, technically, it's supposed to interact with these two websites. So that is the reason this create generative answers, because the intent was unknown. Well, this guy is a financial insights guy. I'm asking a question about the Copilot. So this is an unknown intent. That is why the create generative answers topic is added. And now it is using the data sources available and it is able to look at the data sources and give the answer. But some glitch, but we'll see that later. So when you are adding that generative AI capability that in the settings, this is what is going to happen. So that is called conversational boosting. So now it will add its own notes and accordingly it will try to answer what it's supposed to answer. So that is how it will give you the outcome. So now you see that whatever the knowledge we have added there, so it's only selected sources. That is the option is added and those knowledge source only will be searched and the answer will be given. Anyway, so that is the approach how to deal with the set of knowledge base, right? There are two things you need to understand. One is orchestrating the generative AI, and second thing is adding the knowledge document. Now let us do one more thing. So now let me go to the agents. Okay, now I'll create one separate agent. I'll just add a blank agent. Then I'll name this agent, let it open, let it be ready. Yeah. Now I'll just edit it and add the name of the agent, expense. What we should say, expense help, expense submission. And then this agent helps expense related, not helps, answers expenses related queries. And then I need to add a knowledge. So I'll just add a knowledge. Then I'll go to my browser. Then I will select a document. Maybe that document is expense policy. Now I've written all the expense policies randomly. So what exactly is supposed to be done. Then I have added to the agent. Now web search I have disabled. Don't go anywhere else. And also I'm just saving this. And also I'm going to the settings and I'm going to the generative AI and say no, save it. Then I'm going back. Then I'm just going to the option called topics. Remember, I have now deactivated generative AI. That is a purpose. That is the reason I've deactivated, because I'm now adding some topics. Now these topics I wanted to add in such a manner that what phrase if my user uses, I can recognize. So I'll just go to the topics. Under that, I'll add a topic. Now I can add a topic from the description of the Copilot chat, or I can add a blank. We will discuss this again in a while with another topic, but this is in a flow I'm trying to make you understand, because we understood knowledge, tools and agent we'll discuss later, but we have understood now topics. I'm just going to the topics and from blank. Now by default it is coming user say a phrase. This will not come when your generative AI is active. Why am I telling is this is one of the highly discussed topic in a forum. So many people got confused. And I've seen at least 100 people have asked this question, the same question in different forums. I'm not getting this option. When I wanted to add a topic with phrases, I'm not getting an option to add a phrase. So that means this option is not available if you have activated in the settings. If you go to the settings and activate the AI option, you will not get this trigger. So that is the reason I want this trigger be there so that I can add the phrases. First, I need to deactivate my generative AI option. So please keep in mind because this is one of the highly asked question. So I can edit the phrases and I can add what kind of phrases they can do. My daily expense, you can use this. Expenses. Then tour. I mean, just randomly adding. I'm not following any strategy here. I'm just trying to help and make you understand that how it is. And I can upload a file also, a CSV file, so that those many things can be added. And uh, say, I mean, you can write any number of phrases, right? That's fine. So that is what you need to understand. I've added 3, my daily expense EXP. That means simple. Somebody has written EXP also, it will work. So basically you're making the agent to understand what they're supposed to write, what user can write, and even user write anything also it can be answered, right? So you're making it basically adding a vocabulary kind of thing. So I'm just saving it. And the topic name is expense questions, expense phrases, and then save it. Now these phrases are added to the intelligence of my agent. If I go and then I'll just go to test my daily EXP. It will give some answer. I mean, that you need to relate it properly. So oh, something happened. Strange. Once again. How to let me just write a proper question first so that it will be giving discouraging otherwise. How to submit my daily expense. Something is seriously wrong. Let me do one thing. Let me go back and see my knowledge document is added or not, or it is saved. It is added. It is ready. For the time being, I'll just add the generative AI for the time being because we need to test it. So how to, that's not required. Submit my expense, my daily XP. Can use the expense submission feature provided. Simply enter your daily expenses. So now what I say, to whom I need to address. Now it is referring expense policy. A small delay, it looks like. You should address your expense submission to your manager or supervisor. So any email address. I think I'm not given email address in that. Based on the specific email address for submitting is not listed. So what I'll do is I'll go to my policy. I think I forgot to enter the policy document. I can add that and I can do it. So that is understandable, right? So it is telling me there is no information is available. You need to add that information to your that document so that it will throw the information. So that is how you can actually adding the knowledge, adding the topics, and we will discuss these things in a while. So I think now we have reached to the end of our presentation. We have some questions and I want to ask you and I want an answer from you. So that let me see. So this is what we have done. Generative answers. It will talk to all these files. Then you can add the knowledge sources by uploading the files. Then you can you already discussed about it, right? You have the URLs more than 2 levels. You can't have those. I mean, at least maintain only 2 levels. Otherwise, your will not work. Documents you are uploading as a knowledge source will be used by generative AI. Documents are stored securely in Dataverse, are indexed for efficient sets so that indexing is happening automatically. Document contents are visible to all agent users. Then that means everybody can read the document from that. When they ask a question, definitely they're getting the answer. Size of the document is 512 per upload. Text-based files are recommended. Image, audio, video, other files are not supported. So these are the very basic rules for uploading the documents as a knowledge source. So limitation is there about this thing. And also when you are uploading the document, you need to make sure that. So now you are adding the topics also. You can create generative answers node. This we will discuss in a while. And the fallback topic we'll discuss in a while. Add knowledge, deploy agents. We have seen that. Test panel also we have seen that. Publishing also we have seen that. Channels also you have seen that. And we have created that. Now the knowledge check. Let us see what is the thing. So now this is, I think it's a 10 seconds. After that, the answer will appear. So what I want is, I want to see how many answers will come from you. Let us see. Now the question is coming. You can see the screen, I believe. I will not answer automatic. I will not do anything. Answer will come automatically. But before that, try whether your brain is working rightly and you're hearing properly and the answer is good. So the first question is this. Now that clock is now start clicking now. Now your answer should come before the clock reaches the end of that shade. Anyone? Sorry. Solution is already there. So out of the options provided, what data source can I connect Microsoft Copilot Studio to use the generative answers feature? That is a public facing website. Yeah, but you are late, Sanjay. Yeah. So now the next question. This time I will not click immediately. I will give you some time because the moment I click, it will go. The clock here, it's not giving much time to you. I'm waiting just 1 minute, then I'll click the button. Look at the question and try to answer. I will click this particular thing up after a few seconds. Okay, now I'll click on. So try to understand, you are not creating agents to deploy something somewhere. You are helping to create, you are helping to create the answer by natural language. That is a major thing. So basically it's a chat interface. That is a very beginning we discussed about it. We have a chat interface. So that we need to understand. Yeah, I'm just giving you some time. 1 more minute. How do you test your agent in Microsoft Copilot Studio? So just think about it. I mean, this is a easy answer. So mostly you have rectified your answer, I think. Yeah. Now I'm clicking on the button. So basically to test, you need not deploy. Sorry, you should not publish. You need not publish. Publishing is only to deploy. So obviously there is no publishing required. Testing can be done directly and you have to select the test button in the upper right corner and click on that. That's it. The answer is B. Now that's it. The summary is agents can be created manually from a template and by using the natural language. Natural language understanding identifies the user's intent and helps agent determine the topic or action to use. Adding knowledge enables the agent to retrieve the information from various internal or external sources without the need for creating specific topics. Agent must be published to share with others, to deploy to the users, right? So these are the things you have understood now in a very high level way. So now module recap, you have learned how to create and name new agent by describing what the agent should do, learning how to configure generative AI instructions and add grounding knowledge. Grounding knowledge means the knowledge acquired by the agent and kept in the memory, that is uploading the data and giving website names, etc. How to test, publish and share agents. So that is what you have learned. And hopefully everybody is good till this. And I'll pause for one more minute and I want a few more set of questions, if any. Definitely you have now some questions. I want you to ask those questions and we can take those questions and continue. Before going forward. It is safe. That is why Copilot. See, Copilot is not using the chat GPT directly. I mean, any GPT directly. It is integrated. It's an API basically, and it will be within your domain. So whenever you are using Copilot agent and using your official data, since you are in the Entra ID premises, and your data will not be used to train the model. Model is came with already training, and it is only understanding your data to give you the answer, right? So it is safe. So there is no issue at all. Make sense? But one care you should take while giving that generative answer, generative AI capability and web search option, you should always use it very conservatively. Reason, search websites means you are telling Copilot Studio to Copilot agent go outside. So that is a problem. No. For that, Copilot cannot create a complete Power BI dashboard through agents. For that, you need to have an MCP. You need to create that model context protocol. You have to use that. From there, you have to create it. From the agent, you will not be able to. The agent is just to answer the questions. And on certain triggers, certain things it will do, but not that it will generate something. So that for that, you need to have a proper integrated uh, either a command line interface or you have to have an MCP. From there, you can deal with that. Agent cannot do that. Is that clear? It will only guide you, can't create something. It will do certain activity, but not create dashboards, etc. Is that clear? That's good. So now let's jump into the next activity. So hopefully everybody is now gaining some good knowledge in my understanding and you're all doing good, right? So let me start with, give me 1 minute. So now we are understanding the topics, how to add topics and those things. So now let me give you a small understanding. You're assisting the customers and you are using the virtual agents for that. But we are referring them as agents. So that is a common business trend now. Basically, we are calling them as a live agents also and handling a specific type of calls and helping them with some information gathering and it may be sometimes a compliant resolution, executing actions and helping in different scenarios. So most important thing is the interaction, how the agent should understand the interaction. So the agent need to know what information to present to the customer based on what they are asking for. That is, the intent is important. So we call it as a prompt engineering, but even then beyond that, something else is there. The intent should be presented properly. So now think of a customer interaction with a virtual agent, just like a conversation with a person. So if I'm talking to you, you are understanding my intent because your brain and my brain are same, they are human brain, and we can actually understand the emotion, the tone, and other things easily, and you are able to translate it and give the answer to me, right? But how the agent, which is a technical agent, how they will understand. So that is where the conversation will have some main parts. The conversation will have certain kind of emotional parts, right? So it's like talking to a person. One is conversation beginning. So whenever you are conversating, suppose I am meeting a person. So I can't just simply go there and ask him some question, right? Randomly. That is not the case. You go there, you say, shake hand. Hello, sir. My name is so and so. How are you? At least some greetings will happen initially. And you establish the relationship that, okay, now this guy came to me with some greeting and who is he? Why is he? These things my counterpart will understand. Then I can start the respective action. That is called conversation beginning. So that should be there. So that is the main part with even when you are creating an agent also. There is a conversation beginning. Basically, when you are starting an agent for a testing, the agent is telling, hi, so and so. Sometimes you may want to talk to the agent yourself directly because maybe you are opening a window. There is not starting by agent. You have to start. Hello, I'm working in this department. My name is this. My employee is this. Why you are supplying that information? Because agent has to understand the context. Who are you? So that is called conversation beginning. So that is very important. The second one is discussion point. So now that is where you are telling that what exactly you want. For example, a specific item to be communicated, like I want a weather information, or maybe making or maybe setting up a plan, or maybe some updates I want to know, or maybe asking a question about something. So this is what is the discussion. So this is the main part of your chat agent or Copilot agent. Then finally, the conversation ending. End of the day, your conversation should end in a proper way. Thank you, goodbye, something. But as a chat agent or a Copilot agent, it has to take a feedback from you. Okay, now tell me whether you are satisfied with my complete conversation. Are you um, happy that you got the complete information? That is what a feedback. So that feedback will help as a agent provider to you that, okay, how much effective chatting is happening and how much effectiveness is there and happiness is, I mean, the effectivity is there. How many are resolutions are there? So those things you will understand. So that also one part of conversation ending. So whenever you are using agent, these three things should be there and these are called topics. So we call them as topics. So um, what is a topic? Basically, a small individual conversation on a specific subject can be starting point, a conversation beginning, can be a discussion point or a conversation ending. So all three are topics only. And even the phrases, remember we have just some time back added phrases, even those also kind of topics only. So how the phrases will be built, how the phrases will be used, right? So multiple topics can be used together. And that too in a single agent conversation, you can use multiple topics can be used together. and that will help to automate the conversation, and it will become more natural, and the flow will be very appropriate. So now a few examples of topics are: greeting is one of the topic, account inquiry. These are the naming conventions of the topics. Weather inquiry, find an answer, escalate a conversation, end conversation. These are the headings of the topics. And inside you will write the topic, whatever the topic need to be. So each of the above topics would have a trigger. Basically, the topic will have a trigger, and that trigger will give an action. So suppose if customer is asking what is the weather, so the weather topic will be launched. That is a trigger. So suppose I have an account question, that is a trigger. Then account inquiry topic will be launched. So by defining multiple topics within a single agent, organizations can create flexible virtual agents. So that can be used to engage the interaction with customers on a very wide variety of individual topics. So that is what you need to know, how to deal with topics. Now we have already discussed about the phrases. So basically topics are representing the path a customer can be taken while interacting with the agent. So that is a path basically. So the topic is used and the path followed within an individual topic. And in response, the data typed in by the customers in the conversation panel. Now that is a primary element that dictating how the conversation has to flow. Suppose if a customer is asking about the weather, the agent can launch the weather topic. That is what we already discussed. And it will provide the information accordingly. So another important thing is the agent is retaining the information so that it can be sent to a weather service for forecast details. The forecast can be returned to the customer in a personalized manner that includes relevant customer information. Again, the topic will remember that after asking 1 or 2 or 3 or questions, it is remembering the topic. So that topic will be retained and its answers will be accordingly more flexibly given. So topics consisting of two primary elements. One is the trigger phrases and the conversation nodes. Trigger phrases we have already written. We have already created. Phrases, keywords are questions entered by users that relates to a specific topic, a specific issue. So these are basically the phrases. When you're asked, you can just write a phrase that will be understood as a question and answer will be given. And then conversation notes that will define how an agent should respond and what it should do. So there you will tell what that agent should do. So that is how you can understand. So we have already discussed about the trigger phases. So we have seen that how to add a phrase. I will show that again just for the purpose of understanding. Only thing is when you are using when you want to use the phrases, first you need to make sure that this general response will be stopped. But anyway, we have created. Let us see whether it is there or not. I'll just go to my topics. And phrases are added because I've added before adding. I've just deactivated the thing and added. But still it is not showing those phrases because it will not work with that, right? Because it's generative AI. So I need to deactivate the generative AI and then save it and then come back. Now you see the phrases are added. So now these phrases could be used as a question and answer. That is triggered. Now, one thing we have already understood about it, right? So let me go back. And let me activate my dynamic. Always, most of the time we have to use that is a better thing. And then you will be able to do it. So let's go back to that. And let me show you that. So create topics. Now let us first understand that in a diagram way, how the topics will be. Each topic is a small individual conversation on a specific subject. Multiple topics can be used. This is how the thing. Hello. So now hello is a topic. Then hi, I'm your virtual agent. How can I help you? What is the weather today? This is another topic. So current weather is this. I have an account question. This is another this thing. So basically available topics are by default account query this thing whenever you are adding a agent. Now topics define dialog flows. They are initiated by the triggers. So trigger is hello. Trigger is what is the weather today. Trigger is perfect. Have a great day. Trigger is on error occurred. Then accordingly, the flow will happen. Since you said hello, it's a normal starting point. It's a beginning of a conversation. So it is telling that asking you what and what. Then what is the weather today? It is us giving you, can I help you? I can help with you. What is the city you are sitting living in? Trigger, goodbye, perfect, have a nice day. So agent knows that you have done with the deal, done with that conversation, and is telling bye and thanks for chatting, bye. And you are telling error occurred. I'm sorry, something went wrong. Or maybe if you have given more details to it, it will try to resolve and give the answer to you. Now, authoring the topics using the Copilot Studio or using the Copilot, we will do that. So let us do that with the natural language. Let me jump into my this thing and let me close it and let me go to topic. Then I cannot do anything with the system topics. I cannot delete but I can edit it if I want, but not really required because these are actually done by the system. And you see there is a fallback is also there. And if you go to the details, the unknown intent is there. That means I have asked a question and suddenly, so it is going in all conditions escalate it. I don't know. Otherwise, it based on the condition, certain condition, a number of fallback count is going to message and saying that I'm not able to help. But this fallback will not happen now. Reason, you have already created the option, the thing called conversation boosting. In since already conversation boosting is done, unknown event will generate the generative answers. Then you have given the data sources. From there, it will capture the data and give the answer. So it is not worried now. So fallback is not a problem for you, but that is also will be there always. So now let me go back to the topics, add a topic. There are two ways from blank topic and add from the description with Copilot. So let me just add. Okay. So let me add from description with Copilot. If anybody is leaving now, I would like to take the feedback link and do it. I think Rashmi, share the feedback link with the team members. So somebody
Yes,
is better to just take the feedback and because
sure.
definitely they have already done. Yeah. So now I'm going to that topic and I can add a name to it. So um, let me say that it's an expense submission. Name of the topic is expenses limit. So create a topic to travel and then you can just create it. So it is creating a trigger. Now you can change the trigger. Currently, the trigger is agent chooses. That means agent is choosing, but you can, let me go to this. So by default, it is choosing the trigger as agent is choosing because agent is trying to understand, give the answer. Otherwise, a message is received or a custom client event occurring or an activity occurs or a conversation changes or it is it's invoked or it is redirected to a planned competitor. For example, an event occurs, an activity occurs. So you can actually mention what kind of activity it is, and accordingly, it will trigger it and do it. But currently, agent chooses is fine. It is creating automatically. So welcome to the travel assistant. Question, what is your name? Save this saying, what is your email ID and which city you are coming from, what is your preferred travel date. It has started creating that entire uh, communication bridge automatically so that it's easy for you to manage the show, right? So that is how you can create a topic using the um, what do you call um, agent, right? So give me 1 minute. I will retrieve the document for you to just I close the document. Now we need to understand to add the nodes. So for that, we need to add a trigger. So let me go to the settings. Let me save it. Somebody is asking a question, looks like. Okay. So it's not a question. So let me save this and let me go to the settings. Sorry. So I guess capping up because I need to now show you the topics as well, how to deal with the self-assessment, etc. Let me finish this before going. Okay. So now let me go to the topics, and inside the topics, select any one particular question. And then you can go to the description, go to the properties, Something is happening here. One sec. This website is hanging. Go to the details. Then you can see that all the description and other things. You can add the expense limit and what is the input and what is the output. You can create a variable and you can set up your whatever the topics you have added. This topic is added automatically. That is the reason we need to make sure that these topics are being properly adjusted. So now, since we have almost half an hour time, I need to first give you an understanding about this entire module, how to get into that module and how to read the course content and how to deal with it. I will help you. For that, you need to go to the website called just you can type like this. One is GitHub PL7008. And that will take you to the website called Microsoft Learning Copilot Studio. Now, if you go there, you will be getting all the repository available. You can download the repository. Just go there, code and download the zip file. Otherwise, you can simply go to the instructions. You have the files available if you want to upload the expense policy, etc. You have instructions there how to set up if you are having a challenge in the lab setup. And all the labs are available and also all the media is available. That means all the pictures available so that you can understand each and every snapshot very clearly and do it. So if I go to the labs, you can see that all the labs are available. So create a Copilot, then import the solution, then create Copilot further with other options, managing the topics, managing the notes, then entities, then Copilot actions, then generative AI, and deploying the Copilot to teams. So that is what is the code now. That is what the topics we have till covered, right? So all these things will be there and you can simply start working with. Now, one more thing, this is the link you need to use. I can just copy this link into the chat box. I think one is this. Second one is you can just take the link what Rashmi provided already. That is PL 7008 MS Learn. And then you will be able to get that link learn.microsoft.com. And if you click on that, and you will be taken. This is what actually Rashmi has shared with you. And this is very important because if you look at each and every section or module has got certain points. And Rashmi, I think you are giving that credentials also, right? That is what I need to discuss. Suppose you will be given some credential portal, one access code will be given. Please do not use your official email. And it should be permanently available to you. Please use your email, personal email only, and use only the personal email ID and activate it. And you need to go to each and every module and make sure that you have gone through each and every topic and you have developed, you have done that activity, including the knowledge checking, and make sure that the knowledge is properly checked. And then what happens? These many points will be added and it will be part of your profile. How many things you have done, and you can add that profile into your your resume also, that people can see that how many topics you have gone through, and it's basically a recognition that okay, you have done certain what you call practice already. And this practice is also is very much helpful with respect to your exam, because all the topics, if you covered very genuinely and very clearly, you will be getting a better idea about exam answers, etc. So one more important thing you need to understand, the self-assessments. That also I will show you. So I think here itself that should be
Here it
there.
is.
Should be there. I should basically all self-assessment websites are in
It's
single
there
place.
when you scroll down, Mr. Vijay. If you scroll
Ah,
down slow, yeah.
it's sorry. I think I scroll down.
Yes,
No,
take assessment
not this take assessment, but it will be there something else. Not this. This is a basic assessment.
about this program.
There is one more. This is about this module. I'm talking about
Yes.
exam preparation.
Okay.
So is that um, course let's learn PL 300. Let me just show you that. This is the single website for all the courses. So there is one option called assessment. Second, give me. I just forgot that link to the assessment. So when I go down, I'm just giving you the link in a while. Just give me 1 minute. So I think I should have added to my added to my practice assessment. Yeah, this is what. So this is what you need to just. This is not only for only this particular test. It is across all exams. This assessment is available, and this is one of the golden mine. Okay. Now, if you scroll down, you can see, but I am surprised 7008 is not there. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have 7008. So yeah, but you have all other tests. There are several tests are there. You can use it. 708 is some reason is not there. I don't know why. Maybe they will add soon. It's a very recent. It's a very recent program. So yeah, but otherwise you can go through those modules and understand the topics. And already Rashmi has shared with you. And yeah, so that is about the overall course. And hopefully everybody enjoyed the session. Now, I hope you have got some understanding how to create an agent and how to deal with that agent, right? Any questions, guys? Overall, in a very big picture, any in a large scale question? Okay, great.
We request you to, before you end the session, please do take the feedback, share your feedback. We have shared the link. Please update, fill the form and share your open feedback. And if any suggestions, we are open for that. And once we go through the self-paced course as well, we have shared with you a redemption code. So once you do that, you will get the required badges and the trophy for that particular program, which will get added to your profile. So we recommend that whatever links and whatever message that we have posted, please do copy and paste and keep it with you. Once you complete, you will get the badges
So
added in your.
there is a
Yes.
question for you. What is UniTxt Pro? Somebody is asking. You can just
So
you
maybe
need
you
to give
missed
a
in the beginning.
feedback.
Yes, yes, yes. So maybe
Somebody
you
is
missed
asking.
out. Yeah, definitely. I'll share with you. So UniTxt Pro is, the authorized training partner of Microsoft. We are a training and recruitment solution company. We are based out in Bangalore, and we run a lot of training programs relevant to IT. You could say we do it on AI, data, cloud. So these all are, core programs that we render. And in terms of, non-IT programs, we also deliver programs on leadership and other areas. So this particular program is actually part of our, initiative, which is towards knowledge sharing. So we wanted to do this session as a knowledge sharing for all the, professionals who are currently maybe youth professionals working or from college students. I see that you have, shown a lot of, interaction, and you had a lot of queries. So we wanted this to happen through this knowledge sharing session. And we are planning to do such, more session. That is the initiative of UniTxt Pro. So please keep, in connect with us. We are there on LinkedIn. All these sessions will be posted there. So you'll get to know, what is the upcoming, programs. So any programs, if you're looking for, do connect with us. We are there. Our details are there. We can, share with you our email ID as well as email IDs we'll be sharing with you, so that anytime, any support,
So
you can
feedback
reach
form,
out
can
to
you share
us.
again? I think somebody is not able to get it.
Okay. So this is our email ID.
Yeah,
This
the
is the
feedback
feedback
form is
form.
shared. Yeah.
Yes.
So Rishma, I think we have somehow managed a good show. I think people are happy with that.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot to you, Mr. Vijay. And I've shared our email IDs, and we'll be in connect. You'll receive your certificates via your email. So request you to give the correct name, what you want in the certificate. Give your professional, name with the correct, spellings without any mistakes.
So what is the channel name they're asking?
So you can connect with us. We can guide
Yeah.
you. This particular program will be posted on YouTube, and will be shared with you as well. So you can, be in touch with us. Hope all of you have taken the forms link and the redemption code that we have posted here. Please, copy that with you, with your notes that you have taken as guided by Mr. Vijay. Yes, so you'll receive via email and WhatsApp the recording of this particular session, and we'll upload that in YouTube as well. I would request if we could have a group photograph. If you can, on your cameras, maybe we'll just try to give you the access right away, so that if that's fine with all. So it's a memory for all. So
Yeah, everybody can
I'm giving the
just
access.
switch your camera on so that one photograph will be taken. Yeah, whoever
It's
can.
fine. You can be there on the call. If
I
you're
mean, if
not,
somebody is not able to do it, don't do it. Not a problem.
yes, yes, you
But
can just
whoever be
be
able
there
to
on
do
the
it, please
call.
try to activate your mobile. Sorry, your
Camera,
um,
yes,
yeah,
so that
camera. It would be
we can
better.
take a.
So can you please stop, sharing? Then we'll be able to take the screen.
So
Yeah, I'm
we'll take a
stopping.
group pic. That's what we are planning. We'll take a group photograph, and hope all of you are able to access now. Have I missed anyone? Yes.
So active participants are one is Moshmi, then Sanjay, then I
Then we
think
had VT. There
Shamela.
was a person
So
VT. Yes.
thanks to them, especially thanks to them because they are, I mean, the interaction is always make me happy, right? Yeah. And
Yeah, and I think they were asking questions on behalf of everybody.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
So
your
that
your
was
question is not only your question, it's question of others. Yeah.
for everybody. Yeah. So maybe someone has some, so good that, all were interactive, and
Yeah.
I hope, Shraddha, you're able to take some snapshots, screenshots.
So yeah,
Sanjay, just try
he
again.
is not able
Okay,
to do that.
okay. Just do it now. Try it from your end.
So Harini was also asking questions. Yeah. So Sudeep, Shashank.
Sanjay, are you able to open the camera now? Because access is being given.
He said not able, not available.
Camera access is given now. Just try from your end. Your mic is also open on. You want to say a few words? Let me try from mobile. Sure, sure. About Soumyajeet.
One good thing I've noticed that people are stick to the session for entire time.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
was
That's the
very helpful.
success.
That was
Yes, yeah.
helpful for me. Yeah.
Because the continuation will be there. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sanjay is on.
yes, Sanjay is on the.
Yeah, that will be done later, mostly. So that in coming up sessions, we will try to do that.
So we'll be planning for some advanced sessions. So where we can update you and other programs, whichever we are launching, we'll keep you posted.
Okay, I think you can take a snapshot so that we can, the people are now, they need to leave also, I believe.
Shraddha, is it being done? Great.
Great, thanks.
So
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for
all.
your, yes.
Great.
Thanks for being there and, attending the 4-hour session. Thank you and best wishes to you, all of you, and have a great evening. It's a Sunday, so spend quality time with your family and friends. Thanks.
Thank you.